We do have a good program for you today. We will get you caught up there with everything that's happening in the world. Deb's Woke News will do that around 3:20. 4 o'clock hour, we'll talk some sports with the buddy Brandon Kravitz from 96.9 The Game. We'll do that around 4:20. 5 o'clock hour trivia. 6 o'clock, we'll wrap it up with Ray Trendley, TK Law, OneFirmForLife.com, and last call, your calls, texts, and talkbacks all day long. Plus, 4 opportunities for you to win $1,000. Welcome to the program. I am Jim. To my left, my lovely and very dangerous co-host, Miss Deb Roberts.
Hello there.
Straight ahead, producer Jack Bradshaw.
Good afternoon.
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Find us easily on social, Instagram and Facebook. It's at The Jim Colbert Show on Twitter, just at Jim Colbert Show. And, of course, all day, every day at JimColbertLive.com. Your 3 o'clock keyword is check, C-H-E-C-K. Go to realradio.fm and send that away for your chance at winning $1,000. Check is your keyword, guys. Get over there and win that do.
We now have 4 winners.
4 winners, 100. I like that.
That's good.
But we're going to get more because I think we're only, a couple weeks in, Jack?
More than that. I think
3?
This is week 4, but we have 3 more to go.
Oh, very good. So we have plenty of opportunities to get you into some money. So check is your 3 o'clock keyword for this hour on this day. Good luck. All right, 407-916-1041. I like the fact that we now have TVs in the studio, and although we're going to lower this one a little bit eventually, the TV that's behind Deborah has her, what we're calling now Deb's mood screen.
That's right. I get to come in and pick what you all are going to see behind me.
Right. So now if you go to the JimColbertLive.com and check out the live feed, you can see what Deborah has behind her. And by the way, those are cool-ass images.
They really
cool.
are, yeah.
Jack set that up today. Very, very cool.
He's busy setting up another camera in there.
Man.
He's our technical guru.
Listen, when the company made Sean or made Sabrina and Celine come back to the studio because of whatever, what have they told everybody? I want to make
liability.
There you go. So that's the answer, right? I want to make sure I get the.
I don't know if that's what they're telling. That's why I figured it out.
I want to make sure the continuity's right there.
Yeah,
But
there you go.
liability issues there from the company. But now we have to switch over. I say we don't because nobody's in the studio before us because Sean's back at his house. But Jack has to come in and switch everything over in 3 minutes, and it ain't like it used to be. It used to be you bring your computer in, you sit down, and it's ready to go. Now there's a 5-camera shoot and backgrounds and everything else. So it's all happening now. And Jack is doing it all just by himself because Ross is off until tomorrow.
Yeah, first year anniversary.
Have you seen the photographs online?
I have not.
Oh yeah. I don't look at them anymore because I get mad because I'm here not drinking margaritas in Cancun.
Now you know why.
Yeah, and they're up there just, oh my God.
As I'm getting ready to scrub my toilet in the guest bathroom.
Just toes in the sand.
Oh,
I
yeah.
think he's contemplating not coming back.
Oh.
I'm going to be honest. He's just out there just going, why would I go back? This sucks. I'm just going to stay right here, hammer margaritas with my super hot wife the entire time, do part-time jobs, stand up, I guess, maybe in Cancun. That should go over well.
Yeah, you sound jealous.
All right, 407-916-1041. I got a question to ask you guys. Do you fill many prescriptions?
Yeah. Yeah.
Jack, look, I'm not asking you if I'm not. We have 2, or my wife has a number of them because, she had some medical stuff happening when she was young and she has to, maintain some medications. I just got put on blood pressure meds.
Right.
So I take that. And that's the only one I take now. But my wife takes a specific medication that is considered a controlled substance. And it's not anything bad, but it's just, how it's labeled.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that has to be fun.
Have you had the opportunity of trying to refill a
controlled substance prescription? Why bother? Because that database they have,
yes,
it's so tricky.
This is true. Yesterday, we went to Walgreens, CVS, Publix, Winn-Dixie, and 2 independent pharmacies. This was Saturday, by the way. No avail, right? And the thing is, by the way, did you also know this? If you give them, if you go through the drive-through and you give your drugstore a prescription for something that is not like a, it's not like a thyroid pill or, antibiotics.
Blood pressure.
It's something a little bit
innocuous.
Something a little bit more substantial, and something that appears on that list, right? And with that said, if you don't give it to them and say refill, because from what I learned is if they don't have that medication, they will not return your prescription. Have you heard that?
No.
They will not return your prescription. If you give it to them and say, hey, fill this, they'll call you and say, hey, we can't fill that prescription. We do not have that. And if you go to get your prescription back, they will not give it to you. They take it. You have to go and get another prescription. And then I found out also with that same exact situation, She was like, well, there was nowhere in our circumference in our area that had it. And we went to multiple places. And she started laughing because apparently she's dealt with this before.
Right.
You know, she was at work over in the other side of town trying to get it done today. Guess what they told her then? You're more than 20 miles from your home store, so we can't fill it now either.
Wow.
Oh,
Did you guys know
man.
that?
I did not know. See, that's probably to prevent
Exactly.
doctor shopping.
And pharmacy
pill mills.
shopping.
There-
Because you had people coming here from Kentucky to get their opioids.
Yeah, and this is not even that. This is not even close to that.
No, this is their way
No.
of trying to
Yeah,
combat
but I'm
that.
saying we're not. This is not an opioid or an illicit drug like that at all.
But what it is something that's in high
That's in
demand, which
control.
is they're having trouble keeping up with, which is that's the issue you're
Yeah,
experiencing.
no question. I mean, they're obviously it's something that's in demand, but with that said, it's just kind of crazy how when you get over there, she's like, no, we can't do that, and she's like, well, you can call the pharmacy and let them know that. I mean, I've got everything I need to show you that
Right.
it's actually me, that I live at this spot. No, sorry.
And-
You're more than 20 miles from your home store, and outside of 20 miles from your home store, they will not fill the prescription.
And they can't afford to just bend the rules because
No.
Walgreens and CVS both got popped with multi-million-dollar charges.
They held
fines.
Rite Aid had
Rite
went
Aid's out of
bankrupt.
business.
Yeah, put Rite Aid out of business.
So yeah.
So,
They're,
and I
sorry
guess-
about your luck, but sorry
yeah.
we can't help you, man.
Yeah.
So I would imagine because it's a controlled substance, that also means you can't get it mailed.
No, I don't believe so. She did. I don't know. I mean, to be honest with you, I don't know. I think we do get some of our stuff filled.
Yeah.
She gets a few of those things filled like that. But
I would look into having it mailed to your house than just driving all over it, because it turns out she can't. If you don't have it around your house, then that's a reason why they don't fill it.
Yeah. I just
And you can't blame the pharmacist.
And because I don't take this, we're kind of going around, and she's
Don't
like,
tell
this
me
is,
who to blame, Deb.
This is unbelievable. This is unbelievable. This is unbelievable. And I'm just like, I get okay, and she goes, this happens all the time. She goes, imagine like everybody going through the same thing.
All the
Everybody that
time.
needs it.
Yeah.
It's a highly prescribed prescription, but she just can't find it. And we were like, and then when she told me about this other thing, I was like, I've not heard of that ever. But I mean, I guess your credit cards do the same thing. Like if your credit card spends $500 in Orlando, and then the next day, 12 hours later, it spends another $500 in like New Orleans, they automatically, that got shut down easily. That was just for $500. It wasn't like I was trying to pull out multiple thousands of dollars.
You have multiple thousands of dollars.
It was just $500 for the casino, and they still shut me down. Now I got a call, and I was thankful. You should be thankful for those things.
Yeah.
But you say that, and I think in hindsight you are.
Yeah.
But in the moment,
I wasn't thankful when the table was hot and I was
you're
running.
pretty pissed, right?
Yeah, I was pretty pissed.
I want my money.
All right, 407 916 1041. Eating at for a birthday party tonight at a room divider of a restaurant. And I
Oh,
did not
really?
I did not realize
Olive Garden.
I did not
I
realize
was thinking this.
what a room divider this restaurant was until
I got it. Chick-fil-A.
No.
No, this has got to be the Japanese Steakhouse. It's the Japanese Steakhouse.
Kobe?
Kobe.
It is Kobe. How did you get that? How did you get that that's a room divider restaurant? Kobe is a room divider restaurant.
Yeah,
It's
is.
unbelievable.
Wait, special topping. There you go.
What a coincidence that it's a gong for guessing Kobe.
Yeah,
Oh, if
didn't-
only Ross were here to hit the racist buttons.
I didn't realize. Oh, he's hating that for Mexico. I didn't realize
Mexico.
where he hates everybody. Oddly enough, I didn't realize that it was such a divider, man. I didn't realize that people like you. Apparently, you either love or hate Kobe Steakhouse.
I've never been.
Now,
What?
I'm waiting for someone to take me for
what?
my birthday.
You've never had the shrimp in the hat?
Nope.
I think that this
You've
is.
never had the towering onion volcano?
She's got a very good point. You've never heard the egg roll joke?
Nope.
God, have you?
Oh, well, we now know what we're going to be doing as a show for our 5-year anniversary.
We
We're
de-
going
we
to
are-
go to Kobe Steak.
We are definitely going to go to
go.
Kobe Steakhouse.
I'm on board.
Jack, you've never in your life had the ability to pay $49.95 for grilled chicken, but you're going to hear.
You know why I guess
You've never in your life paid more for grilled chicken and noodles, and you're gonna. Now,
Oh.
they're gonna give you enough to eat until next March.
I was going to say, the other really good thing about a Kobe Steakhouse is that you're literally going to go home with enough food to feed a small family of 8.
The crazy part is you tell people I ate until I was full, and then they look at what you brought home. Like, how much did you eat when you were there, man? Like, that's an entire meal in itself. And I will tell you, I know people. This is a true story. I contend that Kobe is the best leftover food on planet Earth. Like, I contend that there is no food better for leftovers than Kobe. I know people who buy it and don't eat it the day of.
Oh, you're kidding.
They buy it to go, put it in the fridge, and then reheat it up the next day because they like it better reheated. That's true. Oh, and he's a maniac.
Now, if I remember this correctly, isn't this Code Black's favorite birthday place, and you go every single year?
Today is Code Black's birthday.
Hey, happy birthday, Code Black.
Whom we love dearly.
Yes, you do.
And,
enough that you're going to shut up and go to Kobe Steakhouse and like it.
Oh, my God. He goes in there and drinks those rum drinks out of that Buddha. And, you know, the funny thing is he swears he's from there when he does it. He goes, bring me the Buddha. And they bring out, have you seen this thing?
No.
Oh, yeah, they bring out like some 100-ounce Buddha. And he's sitting there and you're just like straw sticking out this Buddha's head. And I don't even know what's inside of it. Like, it could be old stuff from the koi pond and some rum. I don't know. But I know that he eats, and when we go in there, he's drinking those Buddhas like crazy.
Oh, so you're going to Kobe tonight.
Oh, tall
there
hat.
There you go.
Oh, we're going to get the whole thing,
you're going to get the egg roll joke. You're going to get the onion pyramid they set on fire.
And hopefully we'll get one of the Mexican / Japanese chefs. Yeah.
Those are always my favorite.
My favorite, Jose Chang.
Where are you from? San Juan.
Yeah. It's on the other side of Japan. Yeah, so I didn't realize what a divider it was, but apparently in our group that you either love Kobe or you hate Kobe. I have a twice a year Kobe relationship.
I was going to say, why would they complain? They know every year that's where you're going to want to go.
What's the Kobe hate about? Is it the
Kobe
expense,
hate is
sitting with strangers?
Believe it or not, that's not it.
Cultural appropriation.
It's the fact that you leave there smelling like the grilled food because it's cooked right in front of you. So inevitably, that smell of frying stuff is going to waft over.
Yep, you're going to end up going home smelling like fried rice,
and you're going to smell like fried rice when you get home, which is not a bad aroma. I'll be honest with you. I
worked in a bar for a year. I understand the smell part.
I worked in a sub shop.
Ooh.
And when I would come home, I would smell like deli meats.
Hold my beer. I worked at Arby's.
Oh my God!
I smelled like a French fry every night getting in the car. Mom hanging her head out the window.
I smelled like an Italian regular sub. That smell that you get when oregano
and oil and vinegar.
Oh, yeah. Hit salami. All right, 407. 916-1041. Text us at 7703. A bunch of stuff to go over today. Deb, some news?
Yeah, we're going to talk about 9 Republicans running for speaker. Closer to home, a Miami model and attorney is the latest caught ripping down missing Israeli flyers. And the Pentagon received how many new UFO reports over 8 months?
Come on.
Oh, dude.
Well, now we know they're real.
Yeah.
And they're taking it seriously. Might as well call it in.
I think the microdosing has a side effect.
Well, we'll talk about that and more.
You got it.
Coming up next during Woke News.
All right, 407-916-1041. Don't forget your 3 o'clock keyword is check, CHECK. Go to realradio.fm and send that away for your chance at $1,000. Back with Deb's news and more of the Jim Colbert Show right after this.
Someday Alexa will do everything. Alexa, can you unclog the toilet?
Yeah, I'm kind of busy right now.
But until then, just tell her to play Real Radio 104.1 on iHeartRadio.
Playing Real Radio 104.1 on iHeartRadio.
Looking at some heavy traffic on I-4 east and westbound this afternoon between the Beach Line and 535. Delays also reported between the Greenway and the 429. No problems at this time, however, for drivers taking the Beach Line itself or the Greenway. Things are up to speed north and southbound on Florida's Turnpike. If you run into traffic problems, just make sure to call the Safe Touch Security Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. With traffic, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Jeff Martin Auctioneers. Jeff Martin Auctioneers is hosting a public auction in Kissimmee on October 31st and November 1st, featuring construction and farm equipment, trucks, trailers, and more. Bid your way live on-site or online at jeffmartinauctioneers.com. Experience the difference. License AU4483.
This earful of Real Radio is brought to you by Tools Ace Hardware.
Now you can relive the greatest moments from our 2023 iHeartRadio Music Festival.
Streaming only on Hulu.
Lenny Kravitz kicks things off with his biggest hits.
Foo Fighters get the whole crowd singing along.
Tim McGraw debuts his new song live.
Public Enemy brings the 90s hip-hop energy.
Fall Out Boy covers a classic while literally on fire. And so much more.
Relive the greatest moments from our iHeartRadio Music Festival.
Streaming now only on Hulu for a limited time.
Give me the BeBeTheVin.com has made it fast. We've made it easy, and we're the only 5-star BBB rated car dealer out there.
Sell us your car. BeBeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
Are you ready for the ultimate sports experience? Look no further than Frogger's Grill and Bar. We've got your sports fix covered with Saturday college football, NFL football on Sundays, Mondays, and Thursdays, too. Catch all the action on our tons of high-definition TVs while enjoying drink specials available all week long. Don't miss out on Frogger's amazing menu, where everything is fresh, never frozen. Oviedo, Mount Dora, Apopka, and Altamont Springs. Frogger's, hopping with food and fun.
Fall is here, and I'm running out of year. So I'm throwing a Cartoberfest. It's the biggest car party in the world, and the most fun way to buy a nice new car. RC Hill here from RC Hill Mitsubishi. I'm gonna liven up my sales, so I'm giving you $7,775 over appraised value for your old ride. Come to my car garden and pick out any nicer, newer car you want, and get $7,775 over appraised value based on the car you choose. Get a new Mitsubishi Mirage, greenest gas car in America, 43 miles per gallon for $14,900. Or look at the new Outlander, the safest, most affordable 7-passenger SUV for only $26,900. And all RC Hill Mitsubishis come with a lifetime limited warranty. Past credit problems are the worst, but don't feel like a wiener. I'm going to help you get approved and even lower your current car payment. We have hundreds of new and used vehicles to choose from, so don't be tardy to this car party. I'm RC Hill. I'm your car dealer next door. Visit us at rchill.com. That's rchill.com.
Requires bank approval. Deal retains all incentives. Vehicle purchase price affects discount.
13 Days of Halloween Penance, Season 4 of the award-winning horror fiction podcast presented in immersive 3D audio.
If I am under arrest, you have to tell me what I'm charged with.
Starring Natalie Morales of Parks and Recreation and Dead to Me.
Please, there's been some kind of mistake. I'm not supposed to be here.
How do you know?
I'm innocent.
Are any of us truly innocent?
Premiering October 19th, ending Halloween. Listen to 13 Days of Halloween on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Baby boomers and retirees, do you know the retirement tax risk road you are traveling? Congress has changed from incentivizing Americans to save for their retirement future to penalizing Americans who have successfully saved. Protect yourself from the proposed wave of higher taxes coming out of Washington. The Biden administration's spend and tax schemes are only going to add more taxes to our retirement. Imagine how you can remove yourself from the retirement tax system. Learn in under 30 seconds your retirement tax exposure. Visit retirementtaxcalculator.com. Retirementtaxcalculator.com.
It happens in a matter of seconds, but the aftermath can last a lifetime. Car crash, slip and fall, there's only one Mo you should call. The Mo you know. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Mo DeWitt, Orlando's injury attorney.
What's for dinner? Burgers?
After last week, no thanks.
Avoiding foods due to fear of diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools? It may not be just stomach issues. It could be EPI, or exocrine pancreatic insufficiency. EPI can cause uncomfortable symptoms because it's a condition where the pancreas doesn't release enough digestive enzymes to break down food. But EPI can be managed. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor about your symptoms. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Oh, this cold.
Honey?
Honey?
Honey, you need DayQuil Severe Honey.
DayQuil Severe Honey gives you powerful cold and flu symptom relief with a honeylicious taste, because life doesn't stop for a cold.
Okay, I'm ready to go.
Now I'm getting a cold.
Honey. Try DayQuil Severe Honey for powerful cold and flu relief. DayQuil Severe with honey flavor. The daytime coughing, aching, stuffy head, fever, honeylicious, power through your day medicine. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
A Fifth Third Better means we put in 166.7%.
What does that mean?
Well, at Fifth Third Bank, our name equals 166.7%. So that's how hard we work. That means free checking, no hidden fees, and helping to protect your identity.
Explain it in baseball terms?
It's a home run.
Basketball terms?
It's a slam dunk.
Football.
Touchdown.
Highlight?
Buzzball.
Cricket.
Golden duck.
Wow. Guess that really is a Fifth Third Better.
That's what a Fifth Third Better means. This is banking a Fifth Third Better. Fifth Third Bank, National Association member FDIC.
Once you get Jersey Mike's Catering with 12 subs for any event, I'll tell you, there's no going back to other catering. That would be like going back to using Morse code.
Welcome to Jersey Mike's.
Okay, here we go.
A pickle slice wrapped in a napkin.
Oh, wait, try this.
A brownie with extra olive oil?
Whoops, I mixed up my dots and dashes. Here.
1,800 catering boxes coming right up.
Uh-oh. Nope, there's no going back once you get catering at Jersey Mike's. a sub above.
iHeart Podcast Update. This week on your free iHeartRadio app. Dan Patrick takes a gamble. DP is living vicariously through his buddy Bad Larry and graphics guy Dylan as they make weekly picks on college football and NFL. Unbreakable with Jay Glazer. Jay talks directly with you and does regular check-ins regarding his own battles with mental health. Up on Game. NFL greats LeVar Arrington, TJ Hushmanzada, and Plexico Burress take on the latest hard-hitting sports topics for athletes while welcoming guests from the world of sports and entertainment. Hear these podcasts and more on your free iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Discover the new Buick SUVs in stock now at orangebuickgmc.com. We are professional grade.
We now return to the Jim Colbert Show. Already in progress.
Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1, 407-916-1041, text us 77031. 3 o'clock keyword is check, C-H-E-C-K. Get over to realradio.fm and send that away for your chance at $1,000. Would love to have you win, guys. Remember, if you're playing the game, keep your phone near. That's how they tell you you've won. Check. That is your 3 o'clock keyword. Good luck. Welcome back. I'm Jim. Jack is right over there. Let's get a check of the news. Here is Deb.
Disco's better.
Yeah, I agree.
For woke news. It seems like kind of a misuse of the whole woke on the Jim Colbert Show.
All right. Woke news, as always, is generously brought to you by that mortgage guy, Don. At least 9 Republicans are now running to be the next Speaker of the House. Majority Whip Tom Emmer of Minnesota officially jumped in the race over the weekend and got the endorsement of former Speaker Kevin McCarthy. Emmer is the highest-ranking Republican among the list of candidates. Representatives Kevin Hern of Oklahoma, Pete Sessions of Texas, and Florida's own Byron Donalds are also running for the top spot. This comes after Ohio Congressman Jim Jordan failed to become Speaker following 3 votes on the House floor last week. The Republican conference will meet this evening to hear from each of the 9 candidates. Meanwhile, a new poll shows more than 2/3 of Americans want the House of Representatives to get back to work. The USA Today Suffolk University poll finds 67% of registered voters say the House should elect a new speaker as soon as possible. This comes as the chamber has been without a speaker for nearly 3 weeks following the historic ouster of Kevin McCarthy. The House, of course, unable to move any legislation until the speaker is elected.
67%, that's 2/3 of registered voters. That means there's a third of registered voters that don't, what?
Yeah, they just don't
care or want it done.
Exactly.
They don't even know what's going on.
They shouldn't be voters.
They're the ones with the Who Farted t-shirts.
Right.
All right, finally, some good news in the news. 2 more hostages have been released by the Palestinian militant group Hamas. According to multiple reports, Hamas said it released the hostages today, quote, on humanitarian grounds, end quote. The hostages were identified as 2 Israeli women, and it follows the release of 2 American women on Friday. The White House is asking Israel, meanwhile, to hold off on its expected ground invasion of Gaza as the war enters its 3rd week, saying, they want more time. These diplomatic channels are working. They're getting hostages released. I believe there are 222 or now 220 people that remain in Hamas control, and they're trying to get all of them out before that ground invasion starts. Israeli warplanes carried out hundreds of airstrikes on the Gaza Strip overnight. The Pentagon is also sending more U.S. military assets to the Middle East in an effort to keep the conflict from escalating and also to protect our soldiers and sailors.
Nothing to see here, people.
Yeah. Yeah, can we play that disco again?
Yeah, nothing to see here.
All right. Florida lawmakers will meet next month to discuss imposing further sanctions on Iran. We've been talking about this special session. Well, the 4-day special session in Tallahassee is scheduled to take place starting November 6th. Governor Ron DeSantis explained last week that he was working with House and Senate leaders to pass the strongest Iranian sanctions by any state in the entire nation. DeSantis says the move is to support Israel and stand against the Palestinian militant group Hamas. However, Democrats believe the governor is using the state legislature for his presidential campaign.
Of course he is. And the giveaway is the line that I want to do it stronger than any other state.
Right.
Why are you comparing the other states? It's simply self-promotion. Come on, man.
I know. And it's expensive self-promotion.
I want a price tag next to every decision, like what it costs, actual cost of taxpayers. That's what I'd like to see for,
right, yeah.
for
Good
everything.
Luck. Good luck.
Yeah, exactly.
When you can't figure out how much a plane flight was.
Yeah, well, the special session is also expected to focus on potential funding for additional security at Jewish centers and institutions. And onto that presidential campaign, there's reason to believe that Governor DeSantis may not be the GOP's best hope to beat President Biden. A poll released Friday shows Biden beating DeSantis head-to-head by 4 points. Take the polls for whatever you want, but the Harvard-Harris poll also shows DeSantis tied in a matchup with Vice President Kamala Harris. The poll shows Donald Trump beating Biden by 4 points and by even more when third-party candidates are included.
Yeah.
All right, another person has been caught on video ripping down flyers about missing people in Israel. The incident happened at Margaret Pace Park in Miami. Now, in this case, at least, I mean, she just straight up leaned into it. The woman identified on social media as Alila Taylor tells the man recording her that she supports Palestinians who have been oppressed in apartheid, not Hamas. Just last week, we talked about a local South Florida dentist was fired after he and an Instagram model were seen in Brickell tearing down posters of missing Israelis.
There you go. I figured my life was going too well.
Right.
I don't understand that one. Okay.
You know, the dentist, for his part, said he did it because he didn't want, he thought the flyers would be contributing to rising tensions in his neighborhood, to which I would say, well, they probably weren't too tense before until they saw you ripping down posters.
Right.
I understand the people who don't understand there's a difference between Palestinians and Hamas.
Right.
Right. That there's also people who live there who don't necessarily support or agree with the government.
No, and
who
are victimized by Hamas.
Right. And so I understand that nuance. I have a hard time understanding pulling down the flyers of
missing
Israelis.
Does not make any sense.
To try and win over any type of cause and public sentiment.
Exactly.
And then try to sell it for something it's not.
Yeah.
Well,
right. And then, you know, the social media backlash in the sense of the dentist losing his job. All right. The city of Orlando could take control of the Pulse nightclub site today. The city council is expected to vote on plans to buy the property for $2 million. Mayor Buddy Dyer wants to build a memorial to the victims of the 2016 mass shooting, saying that that's been his biggest disappointment. You know, this focus on the museum, whereas the focus should really be on the memorial. City Commissioner Patty Sheehan tells News 6 the families of the victims tell her they want something that's sensitive and honors their children and loved ones. We'll let you know what goes on with that. We're still waiting on the vote. Down in South Florida, man, these big box stores are having a hard time. Did you hear about the California Home Depot employee caught embezzling $1.2 million in just over a year span?
Yeah, there's been a number of these box store kind of rip-off. There's an entire chain of it or something, right?
Well, yeah. In fact, more than 24 people are facing charges in connection to a retail theft ring in South Florida. Florida Attorney General Ashley Moody was in Miami-Dade County to discuss Operation on the Fence.
All right, okay.
Do they have a department that just comes up with these names?
Yeah, it's a good one.
But it started back in January. Now, she says 14 suspects targeted at least 20 different big retailers across 3 counties, causing more than $20 million in losses this year alone.
My father-in-law told me about 5 years ago that there was a certain big box store that their policy had gotten known. In other words, what they were told is if someone shoplifts, don't make an attempt to stop them at all. Try to get as much information about them, and then they'll call the cops. Once it got out that nobody would get stopped, that particular store started seeing an influx, and then the entire chain started seeing an influx of these thefts. And by the way, these are pretty brazen thefts.
Oh, yeah.
From what I understand, I mean, they're not. This is not some big, Ocean's 13. I'm dropping in from the ceiling in the middle of the night. They are putting stuff in a cart and walking it to their car, like right out not being cool about it, just walking it out.
Well, several pallets of stolen items were found at the suspects' homes before they were able to be resold online. Multiple agencies, including Homeland Security, helped in this investigation. All right, Tammy is a hurricane, as it predicted it would be. Outer bands of heavy rainfall from Tammy still occurring over the northern Leeward Islands. Now, Tammy's maximum sustained winds are roughly 80 miles per hour, heading northwest at about 10 miles per hour. Another area experts at the National Hurricane Center in Miami are watching, though, has a 60% chance developing in the western half of the Caribbean, and that name would be Vince.
Oh, I was going to say it's going to be close to that because it was Sean and then.
Yeah, well, Vince wants to hang out with Tammy, and then if Whitney gets into the fray, we're going to have a throwdown.
Whitney's a hoe. Everybody knows.
Need to fill up your car? Do it now. Do it now because gas prices in Florida are at a 7-month low.
Paid $3.06 yesterday.
Ooh, sweet.
Waiting for Jack. Every time I say how much I paid, Jack comes right over the top.
I'd like to. But last time I bought gas, it was $3.06.
Okay, there's that weird flex.
Might have been $3.03 though.
It was not.
The state average for a gallon of regular dropped 10 cents last week and now sits at $3.22, which is the lowest daily average since March. The price is 11 cents lower than a week ago and 40 cents cheaper than this time last month. AAA says the drop is due to a combination of less demand and the switch to cheaper winter blend gasoline.
Yeah.
However, we'll continue to see what's going on in the Middle East because, of course, that's always an interesting pickle.
Mm-hmm.
All right, SeaWorld Orlando is making history, you guys.
What are they doing?
They're helping grow a critically endangered species.
Which is?
The
good humans.
No, it's impossible, dude. Come on, some things you just got to
need
let
a factory of those.
Yeah, exactly. No, the theme park says 3 small-tooth sawfish pups were born at its facility back in July. Now, get this.
Only you, Deb.
It's the second aquarium in the world, Jimmy. Only the second aquarium in the world to have a successful birth among the species. The newborns include 2 females and 1 male, with each measuring about 2 feet long.
Not bad.
Not bad at all. Small-toothed sawfish have a similar resemblance to sharks. Think of, what's the name of the sawtooth?
Yeah,
But they're actually categorized as rays.
Okay.
The SeaWorld officials say the creatures are continuing to receive regular health checkups.
Oh, good for them.
Good news. A couple of sports items before we get to our final story today. Festivities for, that little game, the annual Florida-Georgia football game will kick off tomorrow in Jacksonville.
Okay.
RV City will open its gates to drivers at 8 a.m. tomorrow morning to begin the week-long worth of traditions.
That's right. Not one lawn is going to get cut this week.
On Saturday at Everbank Stadium, the 5-2 and unranked Florida Gators will face the top-ranked Georgia Bulldogs, who are undefeated at 7-0.
That drinking is going to start early because they are going to be prepping themselves for the onslaught of ass kicking that Georgia is going to throw down on Florida. It is going to be gross.
Well, Florida has won 22 of the last 33 games going back to 1990, but Georgia has won 5 of the last 6 years.
Yeah.
Now, a Hall of Fame ceremony is scheduled to take place on Friday. Kickoff is at 3:30 p.m. on Saturday.
And the crying begins at 3:45. You just hop online and listen to those Gators cry on Twitter. Oh, it's going to be bad.
Well, speaking of crying in football, one high-profile Miami Dolphins fan is calling out NFL officials.
Oh, God, what do they do?
The Eagles beat the Dolphins 31-17 last night in Philadelphia, and Senator Marco Rubio credited the Eagles for being an elite team, but he also blamed the loss on what he calls the most unusual string of missed officiating calls in recent memory. He posted screenshots on X of 4 plays that show Eagles players holding Miami players without being penalized. One follower suggested Rubio call a congressional investigation.
Yeah, that fill out that resume perfectly.
Yeah, Marco, we appreciate the love for Miami, but not a good look.
Yeah, but we really do. Good job, Marco. Yeah, I disagree, Jack. Good looking out, Marco.
Well, the
he should be doing something else,
No,
right?
he's fine. He's fine. Let him just keep doing this, please.
A less sympathetic follower, though, posted a picture of a box of tissues.
Right.
Okay, dozens of shuffleboard players from around the globe are competing in Pinellas County this week.
Oh, I thought you were going to say died.
No, actually, this is pretty cool. The 2023 International Shuffleboard Association's World Championship began in St. Petersburg earlier this morning.
Right, yeah.
100 men and women, not all old. Apparently, the age of people who've taken part has been dropping in recent years.
And by the way, I actually have heard about this. And the halftime show is everybody takes a nap.
Well, their competitors are coming from 8 countries, and they're going head-to-head at the oldest and largest shuffleboard club in the world.
No joke, though, it's a great game. It's a fun game. It's a good gambling game.
I've never played it, but I played bocce ball, but I've never played shuffleboard.
It's a great gambling game.
The event will run through Friday. The St. Petersburg Club turns 100 years old in January.
Damn, really?
Yeah,
Wow.
exactly. The oldest and largest in the world. All right, La Luna, the moon, appears to be how many years older than scientists previously thought?
What?
Now, this is according to a study published in Geochemical Perspectives Letters.
Is it true? Is that your normal light reading?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
You have downloads of papers from NASA?
How many years older is the moon?
Well, it's got to be a massive number because it's not going to be like, well, we figured it out. It's 10. 100,000 years.
All right, Jack.
100,001.
You got it. I can't dislike you more. I tried.
It's when your
I
head's up.
have literally sat and tried to dislike you more, and I can't. I'm already in the height.
It's how you play when your head's up like that. Here, Jim.
You know what he's doing.
You mother.
Yeah,
Is he
he's had
right?
his finger hovering over.
I don't even know if you're right, and you're playing the Enya.
Yeah, but it doesn't stop you from getting mad.
He's so far away.
Okay, good. Are we both so far away that it's ridiculous? Let's say you couldn't even really determine a winner, that it's such a big number that one really isn't a big enough separator to decide the winner?
What's the number, Deb?
40 million.
Oh, okay. Even you can agree. No, you son of a bitch. You got a name.
That's according to
I didn't take the dong.
Oh, mark that.
Am I the lucky one there?
Yeah, that's according to a study, like I said, published in Geochemical Perspectives Letters that looks at the remnants of molten crystals from the moon's surface.
Okay.
Scientists from Chicago's Field Museum said those shards had the record of an ancient cataclysm that suggests the moon's intense creation happened much earlier than we thought.
You know what? I get a feeling sometimes these guys just get bored because they haven't discovered anything in a while, and they just get together and go, what can we make up?
Well,
that nobody could verify, and we can just say it, and it sounds great, makes us look very smart, really doesn't have an impact on anybody's life, and it just keeps people involved and interested in the sciences. I contend 1 out of every 5 decision is that.
Well,
1 out of every 5 stories coming out of there is like, hey, guess what?
Maybe the scientists over at Chicago's Field Museum should just get ready for a phone call from the Pentagon, because the Pentagon's going to be like, we're going to need you to look into this.
Yeah, right.
Because Pentagon officials say they've received how many new reports of UFOs over an 8-month span this year?
Jack, you go first.
Oh, okay, I will.
And don't go too crazy, but...
And what increase or how many total reports?
Is it a percentage?
No, these are brand new reports just over an 8-month span this year. This is how many reports the Pentagon received. New reports.
This is a very important guess, Jack.
500.
God, that's a good guess. God, that's such a good guess. 501.
Points, Jack.
Oh, come on!
The Defense Department released...
You mother, not the Enya. Not both. Pick one.
I
You have
hit
to
the bell,
pick one.
You get the Enya.
You get the Enya, he gets the dong.
It's to lower your blood pressure.
The Defense Department released a new report to Congress that said 274 new UFO sightings have been reported to the All-Domain Anomaly Resolution Office, which leads the government's efforts to document and analyze UFO sightings. The Pentagon said the majority of the reports came from military service members and commercial airline pilots.
Wow. I'd really like them to come from house drunks instead.
Not so credible.
I would like less credible sightings would be great,
there
please.
you go. That would be awesome. That would be awesome. But regardless, now you all are officially woke.
Thank you, Deborah. 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Your 3 o'clock keyword is check, CHECK. Get over to realradio.fm and send that away for your chance at $1,000. Back in a sec with more of the Jim Colbert Show.
Real radio is Real Music Weekends. Real Music Weekends. This weekend on Real Radio 104.1. Brought to you by attorney Mo DeWitt. Injured on the go? Just call Mo.com.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air. Hey everyone, Jamie King, Fox 35 Storm Center, Central Florida weather for you today. Look for a mix of sun and clouds, warm highs in the mid-80s, breezy out of the northeast for the afternoon. Looks like at around 10 to 15 miles per hour. For tonight, not bad. Some mid-upper 60s, a few scattered clouds around. And for the remainder of our days ahead, looks like we'll see a mix of sun and clouds. The general outlook brings low to mid-80s for highs and overnight lows down through the upper 60s, rain-free skies. For Fox 35, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jamie King. Take care.
This report is sponsored by Brightline Trains. Ride brighter with high-speed rail to South Florida. Experience premium lounge perks, roomier seats, and onboard meal and drink service with 16 daily departures to South Florida. Adult fares from $79, kids from $39. Book now at GoBrightline.com.
I love Mondays. And yes, I'm being 100% serious. Why? It's because I'm a Dunkin' Rewards member. And Mondays are better with Dunkin' Rewards. Every Monday this month, Rewards members get a free medium hot or iced coffee with any purchase. Not a member? Join on the Dunkin' app and never miss a deal like this. Dunkin' Rewards. Save them, stack them, use them how you want. America runs on Dunkin'. Limit 1 per member per Monday. Additional charges and terms may apply. Participation may vary. Limited time offer.
O'Reilly. Get ultimate durability and extreme weather performance with Rain-X Advantage wiper blades at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Purchase a pair of Rain-X Advantage wiper blades and save $10, plus get 2 times O Rewards points. Our professional parts people will even install your new wiper blades for free. Stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts today or visit O'ReillyAuto.com.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
In this week's Marketers Report, Dana Nussbaum, Executive Vice President, Worldwide Marketing at Warner Brothers Discovery, weighs in on regional audio marketing and the movies.
Everything that we are doing is incredibly data-driven. We are getting signals in every single day about how specific audiences are performing. So although we're marketing at a very broad scale, and that does include specific local markets, that's really the beauty of iHeart's network. You're not serving the same message to a consumer in Nashville necessarily that you may be in New York. You have the ability to be very specific and very personalized, but at a tremendous scale.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia gives marketers access to all, from national to local. Every audience, live conversations, trusted influencers, and the insights and data you need to grow. Not just a media company, iHeartMedia is your access company. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartResults.com.
People are winning every single day. Regular people are winning every day. Whether it's $500 or $50,000, anybody can win. Because when they win, I feel like I'm winning.
It's just a fun atmosphere. The pool, the spa, the gaming, the food, the shopping. I came one night, hit the double downs, had a couple of good runs, and won about $300,000.
Anybody could win at Seminole Hard Rock, Tampa.
Must be 21 to play slots or table games. Gambling problem? Call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
If you're celebrating a milestone anniversary this year, or just starting the process of picking out that engagement ring, welcome to International Diamond Center. At IDC, we're one of a few jewelers around the world with direct access to exquisite diamonds from Namibia. These are the highest quality, most brilliant diamonds on the planet. And with IDC's connections with the cutters, you can be assured of the ultimate in value with no middleman markups. And just as important as the brilliance of our diamond is the source itself. An IDC diamond comes only from specific mines that follow strict international laws and environmental standards. Not only do we guarantee conflict-free diamonds, we are proud that when you purchase an IDC diamond, you are helping provide dignified employment, much-needed education, and necessary health care to African families. So come and shop with confidence at IDC. Confidence in the quality, the value, and the integrity of our diamonds. International Diamond Center. Transparency, honesty, responsibility. Learn more at shopidc.com or visit our showroom today. 4 Orlando locations.
Klein tools are new at Lowe's, pros. Lowe's knows you want top brands and quality products, and Klein Tools delivers. Right now, get the Klein 3-piece ModBox mobile workstation for $319.94 and the Klein 5-piece cushion grip screwdriver set for just $34.97, both exclusively at Lowe's. Shop the largest selection of Klein tools, the highest quality tool brand at Lowe's. Because Lowe's knows tools, Lowe's knows pros.
Hey Orlando, see the Magic take on the Los Angeles Lakers on Saturday, November 4th at Amway Center. Cheer for Paolo Banchero, Franz Wagner, and your Orlando Magic as they go up against LeBron James and the rest of the Lakers during their only visit to Orlando this season. We need you loud and proud, Magic fans. Let's show the purple and gold how we roll. Don't miss out on this big night in the O. Get your tickets today at OrlandoMagic.com and be ready to witness Magic together.
You shouldn't need a degree in finance to choose a checking account. That's why we made Truist One Checking. No trade-offs, no compromise, no hassle. Just the stuff you want from a bank that cares. And that means no overdraft fees, lots of practical perks, and automatic upgrades. Truist One Checking. One simple choice. Visit truist.com/one. Truist.com/ONE. Truist Bank, member FDIC.
We now return to the Jim Colbert Show.
Happy Monday, Jim Colbert Show. It's Concrete Mike. So many moons ago, before I was a concrete guy, one of my first jobs at high school was working in the seafood department. Try having a girlfriend in high school when you smell like fish.
Don't say it.
Yeah.
Don't say it.
I'm not. I have nothing to say.
You're thinking it.
That's a shame, Mike. I really feel bad that your fishmongering thwarted
high school love.
Your high school love, buddy. All right, 407-916-1041. Got about 10 minutes to get over to realradio.fm and send away your keyword for the 3 o'clock hour. That is check, C-H-E-C-K. Get over there. You're only got about 10 minutes or so, and that'll shut her down, and we'll have another one at the top of the hour before we get over to the 4 o'clock hour. And Brandon Kravitz. I'm sorry, man. I've had so many problems with my throat. Brandon Kravitz from 96.9 The Game for some sports. Was not a good weekend for Florida football. Was not a good weekend for Florida football. Was not a good weekend for a lot of people in our football picks.
Did FSU win?
FSU did win, yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. I think the top 10 in the NCAA was pretty much unchanged.
Your Raiders did not.
You're right, because they suck.
They do.
They played the Bears.
So many.
They played the Bears.
Yes.
We lost to a Division II undrafted quarterback.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Getting his first start.
Handily.
First time in 73 years in the NFL.
That's right. First time in 73 years a D2 quarterback has started. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Welcome back. I am Jim. Deb and Jack are here as well. Ross will be back with us either tomorrow or Wednesday. Do we know that yet?
Yeah, no, because he doesn't.
No, he doesn't know that yet. Oh, yeah, because his flight, he doesn't know how it's going to work out, right? Saw a horror movie last night.
Really?
'Tis the season. If you go to JimColbertLive.com, you can see Deb's background is seasonal. We have the skeleton witches and the jack-o'-lanterns and the spooky stuff.
This is Deb's mood screen.
Oh, yeah, that's your mood screen, right? Yeah. So I watched this, and it's my daughter that told me about this movie about 2 weeks ago. She said, Dad, have you seen the movie called Talk to Me? And I said, no. She said, well, go watch it. It's really good, right? So it didn't appear on any of the pay channels yet. Last night it did, right?
Yeah.
Part of this also was I listened to the News Junkie as I come into work, and I was listening to Wasson talk about this movie, Talk to Me. And like Wasson said, I don't know if you guys know anything about Sean. I mean, Sean was either an editor or a content provider for, what was that website back in the day? It had some pretty gnarly stuff on it.
Oh, yeah.
He was part of that whole thing, not Reddit. It was another one of those before that, but he was part of that. And so, he prefaced his statement by saying, he'd seen some pretty gnarly stuff that was real stuff, like CCTV stuff, not like, movie stuff. And he thought he would be hardened enough.
Yeah, real stuff, like Faces of Death.
Yeah. Oh, it was for
It's not Livewire.
Not Livewire, maybe.
Was it Livewire?
It may have been either. It's either live. It's something like that.
Yeah.
Like one of those. So
because I used to go to those sites.
He's seen a bunch of it, right? In other words, and he said he had to turn away from the screen a couple of times during this movie.
Oh boy!
And I was like, oh, what?
This is the one with the embalmed hand.
This is the one with the cadaver hand.
Right.
So it's a hand of a cadaver. Theoretically, this is the lore of the story. It's the hand of a cadaver, but it's been covered in ceramic. So it's like, it would be basically, it would look like a statue. And it's got its hand in a certain position, and you hold the hand, and you say, talk to me. And when you say talk to me, it supposedly takes you to another dimension. That is not good. And then you can only stay there for 90 seconds, but you have to say, talk to me, and then I let you in. In other words, then you're basically allowing your body to get possessed by spirits, and then you get to experience that for a few minutes. And then, you as long as you're out of there in 90 seconds, you shut the door, you blow out this candle, and everything's supposed to go away. Well, the obvious happens. Somebody,
goes too far.
I don't know what the obvious is.
Yeah, the obvious is somebody lets it stay past 90 seconds, Jack. You don't have a movie. If you don't have a movie if everybody sensibly lets go in 45 seconds.
I'm not watching this.
Yeah.
Texter says live leak. Might have been
Live leak. That's live leak. That's what it was.
But so I set the tone and watched the movie last night, and I have to tell you, it's hard to find good horror movies. Because the problem is this. Either the director gets caught up in spending all the budget money on the gore, the horror part, and they don't really follow the story. They don't really pay attention to the story. I found that great horror movies have a really good story as well. And lots of suspense.
Yeah.
And Jack even did that with the Italian Hand.
Suspense.
Like the gravy's good. And
how you make your dough.
But it's really good. It's a really unique, interesting movie.
So not a lot of gore in it, because I don't like that. I like the suspenseful. I like the supernatural.
There's not a lot of Saw level gore.
Yeah,
I've never seen Saw.
If he hit his eyes and Watson had to look away, you really think there's an acceptable amount for you?
I'm glad you did it, Jack, because I've been sitting on that knowledge the whole time, and I've been wanting to go like this to the screen.
Wait.
Oh, I do it all the time.
Yeah.
Oh, I've got I call it.
Well, you got to look through your.
I call it the pee blinds.
Yeah.
I'll leave it up to you what the P stands for.
Let me ask you something. Did you watch this with Tori?
I did watch it with my wife.
No, is she looking at the times where you feel you are shielding your eyes? Is she also looking?
When it's the goriest, she licks the screen.
Oh, my God.
No. That doesn't bother her. She likes. I mean, she really got me into horror movies, and we kind of look for those gems, those hidden jewels of horror movies. That's why we tell everybody about It Follows, because we just stumbled on to It Follows a while back, 2 or 3 years ago.
Right.
And we're like, holy balls, that was good. And watched it again. I was like, damn, it was better the second time. And then we just told everybody about it. This is a good one. This movie is good. So if you haven't seen Talk to Me yet, I think I paid $5.99 to watch it on Amazon Prime.
Oh, not bad.
Still, not bad. And it's a really good hour and a half long. Gets you right in there. And a ton of fun. I think you'll really enjoy it. It's good.
Well, they say they're romance builders.
Yeah.
Scary movies.
We did not get that part of it.
No.
No, the romance did not happen for us after the Talk to Me. She was more like talking to the pillow at that point.
Yes.
And I was talking to myself. But yeah.
Your hand?
No, not the hand. But it was really, really good. So if you haven't seen that, check it out. Talk to Me, a good horror movie for the season. And
let's just hope Monday Night Football is not a horror show.
Oh, God, I know it's going to be, though. God, Florida football was a horror show all weekend. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Let's take a little break. We got another keyword for you at the top of the hour. We'll do that right after this.
Your chance to win $1,000 and a little
Holiday magic
is just minutes away, and brought to you by Mills Air.
Looking at some heavy slowdowns on I-4 this afternoon, you will see some accident activity reported on the westbound side of the interstate on the shoulder near the beach line. No slowdowns at this time north or southbound on Florida's Turnpike. Traffic moving well both east and westbound as well for those traveling on the 408. If you see traffic problems, call the Safe Touch Security Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. With traffic, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Boost Infinite.
Hey, if you're thinking of getting the latest iPhone, you need to stop and check out the wireless offer from Boost Infinite. For more, just pick up your phone and dial pound 250 and say Boost Infinite. That's pound 250 and Boost Infinite. You'll have the option to receive a one-time auto-dialed text message from this station's network.
It does not take a brain surgeon to figure out if you have to wear glasses or contact lenses. It can be a pain in the butt, such a hassle when you have that active lifestyle, so difficult with glasses, with contacts, constantly getting stuff in them. But why not use the Filatowski Eye Institute for what they do best, which is Smile LASIK. This is the latest state-of-the-art LASIK technology, minimally invasive, fast recovery times. Most people return to work or play the very next day. This is exactly what happened for my son and my father-in-law. Both of these guys got the Smile LASIK procedure, and it changed both of their lives. lives. One was only 18 years old. The other one was in his mid-50s. That's how big of a scope you can have when it comes to your eyes failing you. But with LASIK, and especially spinal LASIK, it doesn't really matter. The results are the same. Crystal clear vision, virtually overnight. The surgery only takes just a few minutes, and it's painless. Text 1041 to 868686 and schedule that appointment today to enjoy your next time and vacation to the fullest. You can save money. These guys have 24-month interest-free financing as well. Just text 1041 to 868686 and let the Filatowski Institute get you started on a path to better vision today.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. We recently received a call from an injured person. The insurance company had offered them $11,000. We took the case over and got more than $2 million in court. Morgan & Morgan.
Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
What makes football better? Winghouse Bar and Grill. Our famous wings, delicious burgers, ice-cold beer, and the lovely ladies who serve you. Kick back, have a cold one, and catch a game. Winghouse Bar and Grill. Good food, beautifully served. Proud sponsor of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Hi, I'm Susan, and I'm a school teacher, and my husband is a firefighter. One day, we got the worst call of our lives. Our son was in a serious accident. We heard Glenn Klausman on Real Radio and called him to help. Mr. Klausman genuinely cared about our son and fought multiple insurance companies to get us a great result. We could reach him 24/7 on his cell phone. Mr. Klausman was our guardian angel.
I'm Glenn Klausman. Contact me at klausmanlaw.com. That's KLAUSMAN law.com. Office, Winter Park.
The iHeartRadio app and the NFL right in your pocket. The home of the NFL Podcast Network, covering all 32 NFL teams, plus all the expert advice to win your fantasy league. And, of course, live NFL games. Touchdown! Download the free iHeartRadio app today. Free never sounded so good.
Monster Jam. As big as it gets. Coming to Camping World Stadium March 2nd. Brought to you by Big 80 Tires, Great Clips, Circle K, and your local Ford dealer. You have to see it live, so don't miss it. Lock in your seats today at monsterjam.com.
Hey, Florida. This is Pete from Repipe Specialists, Florida's #1 repipe expert. And I'm here with some important news. If pipes in your home are polybutylene, they're no longer an approved home water piping system. These inferior pipes create incredible damage, causing homeowner insurance policies to be canceled, leaving you with no other option but to repipe your home completely. And this extends to new policies as well. Floridians, if your pipes are polybutylene, call us today at 844-REPIPE-5 to schedule your free in-home estimate. That's 844-REPIPE-5. With over 60,000 complete home repipes and thousands of 5-star reviews, we'll expertly and seamlessly repipe your entire home in just 1 to 2 days. And our work is guaranteed for life. Plus, call 844-REPIPE-5 now, and for a limited time, you can save 20% and get zero interest financing for 12 months on approved credit. If you live in Orlando, Tampa, or the surrounding area, you'll want to call us, Repipe Specialists, at 844-REPIPE-5, or go to repipe.com now.
Jesse Kelly here. Do you feel protected? My personal protection plan is owning gold. The Oxford Gold Group helps you buy gold to have on hand or convert it into your 401k. If things get weird, I have gold on hand. I like that. You can buy coins or convert part of your 401k with the Oxford Gold Group. It's easy and safe. 833-995-GOLD. That's 833-995-GOLD. 833-995-GOLD.
Divorce? Call Trinley & Kramer, TK Law. OneFirmForLife.com.
Baby boomers and retirees, do you know the retirement tax risk road you are traveling? Congress has changed from incentivizing Americans to save for their retirement future to penalizing Americans who have successfully saved. Protect yourself from the proposed wave of higher taxes coming out of Washington. The Biden administration's spend and tax schemes are only going to add more taxes to our retirement. Imagine how you can remove yourself from the retirement tax system. Learn in under 30 seconds your retirement tax exposure. Visit retirementtaxcalculator.com. retirementtaxcalculator.com.
After more than 4 decades in the diamond business, International Diamond Center owner Keith LeClaire knows a thing or two about diamonds. And a big concern he has right now is the influx of man-made or lab-grown diamonds being sold at retail stores all over. Keith says these diamonds may look like the real thing, but they're being mass-produced and are losing value by the day.
Why would you put your money in something that devalues faster than food you eat?
Keith says they may look nice, but you can grossly overpay. For example, a man-made 2-carat diamond costs next to nothing to produce.
A 2-carat lab-grown diamond will cost $320 today.
But you'll see it in a store showcased with an insane markup.
They're selling it for probably $2,000 to $8,000. 2 years ago, it was in the $12,000 range, and today, you're talking about a $320 diamond? Come on. Your mama didn't bring you up that way.
If you're considering buying a lab-grown or machine-made diamond, get the facts before you write that check. Let the non-commissioned experts at International Diamond Center help you discover real lasting value. 4 Orlando locations.
Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Find out at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
Holiday magic.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, cash. CASH. That's cash. Enter it now at realradio.fm and get a little holiday magic. And may the odds be ever in your favor.
You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show, also available to watch at The Jim Colbert Show on YouTube.
Hey, Uncle Tony here. You said the gas is cheaper due to a winter blend? What are they putting, pumpkin spice in our gasoline now?
What is the winter blend? It's more ethanol, less ethanol? What is it? What is the dip? What is that?
All I know is that it's cheaper to produce.
Yeah. All right, 407-916-1041. Cash, C-A-S-H. That is your 4 o'clock keyword. I feel this was going to hit for some reason. I think this one's going to hit. I think we're going to get a winner right now, actually.
Oh, right. Good.
You ever get a vibe sometimes?
Oh, yeah.
I just got a vibe for some reason. When I said cash, it just hit me. I think somebody's going to win on this one. Cash is your 4 o'clock keyword. Go to realradio.fm, send it away, and go and get your money. It's virtually certain now.
I'm excited.
Yeah, me too. Because we only have to wait for an hour.
That hooks up. I'll be so happy. I'll look like a genius. All right, 407-916-1041. Brandon Kravitz in. Next, we'll talk some sports. Got a lot to go over. NFL, Major League Baseball playoffs. The championship series are playing right now. Let's see what else is out there.
Shuffleboard championship.
Shuffleboard championship. Magic basketball starting soon. I think this week, actually, the NBA season opens up. So college football, got a lot to talk about. Orlando City Soccer, I believe they played and won this weekend.
Oh, yeah.
Getting ready for playoffs, right?
Yeah, getting ready for playoffs.
It was meaningless.
Yeah, I
a
understand.
meaningless game. However, our rookie, Duncan McGuire, scored 2 more goals.
Wow, really?
He's going to be Rookie of the Year.
Wow.
Orlando runs on Duncan.
Yeah, they're the 2 seed, and they're going to host number 7 Nashville next Monday night at Exploria Stadium. The two will play a best-of-3 series. Orlando City set a franchise record with 18 wins this season.
Yeah, they're playing really, really well. Jack is working on an interview for us next week or this week for a player to talk about the importance of this to the city.
And we maybe have some tickets to give away to a playoff game a little later this week.
All right.
But we are flush with prizes, including all week long tickets to see Ron White.
Yeah, today we'll have tickets all week long to see the great Ron White. One of the first, I saw that guy when he was just starting out with the Blue Collar Comedy Tour. And he was doing that whole bit.
Do you feel like you discovered him?
I didn't feel like I discovered him, but I tell you this, that night he was better than everybody on the ticket, including Larry.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah, and I mean, I will tell you, I've been to 2 or 3 Blue Collars, and Larry was hard to follow for those guys. And, Foxworthy's a monster. Bill Engvall's a monster. But Ron White, they'd never seen anything like him. Where those other guys were really clean. They don't curse during their sets. I mean, Larry doesn't say a curse word. Neither does, Bill Engvall or Jeff Foxworthy. But Ron White does not see it that way. And he was a partier, like a rock star kind of country comic. And I remember singing his first bit. There I was, naked, eating Cheetos in a beanbag. That was like one of his opening lines. I mean, that thing kind of made him famous. That whole character of Tater and that but he is monstrously big now. Really, 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 really big act. 407-916-1041. Did you guys see that we got a radio wave? Did you guys see this story? It's been everywhere. Do you guys understand the thing they called fast radio burst? Something that we detected back in like the mid-2000s.
Yeah, wasn't there some signal recently that they picked up on that we've, like from deep, deep, deep outer space that we haven't encountered before.
How many years? By the way, it said FRB is what it's called, or a fast radio burst. They're intense millisecond-long bursts of radio waves with unknown origins. So when you get these things, you're like, okay, well, theoretically, you think to yourself, something had to have produced it, right? Had to produce it. So, if we can receive it, theoretically, you think, well, maybe something out there is sending a radio signal, right?
Alien Jim Colbert show.
Something like that, right? It was discovered in 2007. And then hundreds of these things started coming through real fast, right? And they give every one of them a name. How long do you think this latest one that they received,
right?
How long do you think it took to travel through space and reach Earth? How long do you think that this light has been this radio signal, has been traveling through space before we detected it here on Earth as a millisecond long burst of radio waves?
Jack?
You want to go, Deb?
Yeah. No, you first.
You sure? Me first?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Is it in years or light years?
It's in years, not light years.
1 million.
1 million years.
Yeah. Which way are you going, Deb?
It's got to be up because light years is however many.
It's 1.38 trillion miles. Something like that.
7 million.
Yeah, 8 billion years.
Whoa!
Nailed it. That's almost gong-worthy, right?
It says the fast radio burst is one of the most distant and energetic ever observed. And when they decoded it, it was an R.C. Hill commercial.
What? Man, I almost totally bought that. Thank you for stopping before I did.
That a little too hard? Yeah, it says.
No, wait, what?
It says it is 8 billion years old. In other words, this thing's been traveling through space literally since almost time started.
It's since our planet.
Yeah, because our planet's like 8 billion years old, isn't it?
So,
7 or 8 million? Holy man.
Apparently, it's arriving to babysit.
Right. When I saw that number, I was like, come on, how do you even know? I mean, why even say that? Like, you don't even, 8 billion years? What, did it come with a message? We left. This is way BC, buddy.
Right.
Way BC. We started off long before that cat ever got here. Yeah, I saw that, and I was like, well, it doesn't mean anything because they don't know what it means or where it came from. And remember that giant disc they had that was built into a mountainside in Mexico, I believe it was?
Or are you thinking the Arecibo Observatory, the world's largest that had been in Puerto Rico?
It was Puerto Rico.
Yeah, it was destroyed in Maria.
And then it collapsed during the hurricane.
Yeah.
But it had been up for years, and they were thinking about destroying it anyway, right?
They were, which is crazy, though, because, if you don't have another one replacing it, and it was the largest in the world.
Here's the thing for me. Just receiving the signal isn't enough. Like, I get it, but, it would have to have some type of communication, some type of code, anything to define it from just an anomaly in space, like some burst of energy from another galaxy that we don't know about even.
Like a thumbs up emoji?
Oh, God, wouldn't that be the greatest?
And it's green.
It hit your phone, you're like, what is this?
Right.
From space? Oh, my God. My car insurance. What is the one they always get? Oh, your auto, what is it?
Auto renewal?
Yeah, your renewal for your stupid warranty. Yeah, 8 billion years old. I saw that today, and I was like, oh, my God, that is so insane. How would you even know that's 8 billion years away? 8 billion year old radio signal. It says it was one of the most distant, energetic ever.
Was it from an old Phillips file?
That's funny. It said it's measured these for years. 2007 is the first time they really got a grip on the magnitude of it and how far it is away. And it says you're just basically trying to figure out what's out there. What breaks it down, what stops it, what kind of hinders it from coming here.
Well, not only that, where did it originate? Who produced it or what produced it? Yeah, there's a lot of questions that are obviously for people to answer much smarter than the three of us.
It's so funny. My wife will not even have a conversation about space.
Why?
It's too much. Like, it's just too much. She goes, because the numbers are so ridiculous. When I tell her, when you hear people talking about light years, it's so easy to say because we were classically conditioned by Star Wars movies to believe that light years are like, manageable. Like you're like, oh, it's just a light year away.
Yeah,
light year's like
Warp speed.
1.5 trillion miles.
Right.
And we just say quickly, oh, yeah, it's like 10 light years. No biggie.
Yeah.
It's like more space than you could travel in all of your generation's life times 50 billion. You would never have enough time to travel that far.
You engage the grav drive and you're there in seconds.
Right.
Come on, let's go.
And I'll mention it. She goes, well, what about this? And then I'm like, well, it says it's like, 1,200 light years away. And she's like, well, how far is that? I'm like, oh my God, baby, a light year is like 1.5 trillion. She goes, stop it.
Yeah.
Stop it. It's too much.
No, get her into dark matter. If
Oh,
you
no.
really want to trip.
Listen, can I tell you, showing her the picture of that deep space, that deep shot from Hubble
or from Webb,
deep field, and I'm like, every one of those dots is a galaxy. Every one of those dots is a galaxy. A galaxy. The thing that we couldn't travel across in 5 lifetimes. There's a whole bunch of them. They're like a jar of marbles.
I get sad when they and you see this could sustain life. And if we left today,
yeah, exactly.
we would reach it, and you would be dead 600 years.
Yeah, exactly.
By the time we got there.
You'd be the soil that we would use to grow our space potatoes.
Right, exactly. By the time we get a third of the way there, Earth would already be disintegrated.
Yeah, exactly.
The sun would have gone out. All right, 407-916-1041.
Good times, gentlemen.
Text us at 77031. Yeah, like Jack was saying earlier, Ron White tickets all week starting today.
Yeah.
The great Ron White will be coming next year. We also have some stuff to talk about for Glenn for Colbert Court coming up because he wants to do trivia this week.
Oh.
Because Glenn likes to give out these $25 gift cards to Publix.
Yeah, he does.
Right? So during Thanksgiving and during Christmas, we'll allow it because we already do a trivia thing. And for the most part, we don't want to turn the show into like a big, long game show, but Glenn is such a great client. He's such a good person. He wants to just help everybody out. We allow him 2 or 3 times a year to do this. He asked me nicely today.
We allow him to help
we
you
allow
out.
it.
We do allow it. I mean, we allow it. Trust me. He's like, he asked me nicely, like, can we do this, right? And and he asked me for Halloween. And I was like, he goes, can we do, Santa Clausman, can we do that for Halloween? So we have to decide how we're going to do it. I told him we would, but we have to do some certain things.
Well, he always comes in costume. He grows out his beard for Santa Clausman and wears the red hat. So that means he's going to have to slick back his hair.
He's going to have to come as something else. We have to figure out what he's going to be.
Okay.
And we'll have to figure out once we figure out what he's going to be, we'll try to get him to come in that costume, which I don't feel we're going to be successful
I think we are.
You really think so?
I think we may.
I think we should focus. Let's think about this. And how about just putting this out there, a biscotti delivery guy?
Oh, that's funny.
Could he be that?
And he's
pretty accurate.
And he's bringing it this week.
That's was he? Yeah, let's go.
All right. By the way, this week we have Art of the Vine.
We like him being nice to us. We'll decide if we'll allow him to be nice to you.
Yeah, exactly.
We're going to take his biscotti and his gift cards.
Right, exactly.
You guys are getting screwed.
Yeah. Art of the Vine this Friday, URMC.
Yep, newhopeforkids.org. Get your tickets there. You could win a BMW. It's going to be over at Fields BMW. Get your tickets. A really cool event. Lots of great wine, lots of great food, helping out one of the best organizations in all of Central Florida in New Hope for Kids. And again, you want to learn more about those guys, get your tickets, newhopeforkids.org.
I got 2 tickets.
Did you?
I still don't know what I'd do.
If you win, you don't know what you're going to do?
Yeah.
You're going to keep it or give it?
That's why I don't know.
Well, you have to pay
Depends on
taxes.
the taxes.
You got to pay taxes either way, right? Unless you make a deal with a dealership.
Right.
Now, I've heard that what'll happen sometimes if you win a vehicle like this, so they give you the value. Value's like, let's say it's $70,000, right? That's $70,000 retail. I believe that you can make a deal with the dealer, and they just give you like a cash value of it or whatever. And then that way, and then do all your taxes and stuff for you, and then give you a check. I don't know if they're doing that one this way.
Yeah. We don't know.
We don't know.
I'm listening.
But it's worth getting your raffle tickets because you can get 2 for $150 and only 2,000 tickets being sold.
Max.
That ups your odds of winning that car, and it's a sweet, sweet ride.
Well, what's the breaking point on whether that's a good deal or not? Like if you buy 10,000 tickets, $10,000 worth, is that smart? Because, I mean, you think about it, you've increased your chances. I mean, you got about a 1 in 3 chance then?
So there is a point where to avoid that, there is a limit. I think the max you can buy is 8 tickets.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, good. Okay.
I saw that when I bought mine. Come on, get off your wallet. Let's go.
I was going to say, dude, I was about to make a move there. Go in there and buy a bunch of tickets, see what's up. And then redonate it to look like a champ. Write that off as taxes. I win. No. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Back in a sec with Brandon Kravitz. Sports is up next.
Something on your mind? Text us at 77031. Standard data and message rates apply. Real Mobile is powered by Orange Buick GMC and OrangeBuickGMC.com. We are professional grade.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Shop the best quality jewelry and lowest price. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
Looking at some heavy slowdowns on I-4 this afternoon, you will see some accident activity reported on the westbound side of the interstate on the shoulder near the beach line. No slowdowns at this time north or southbound on Florida's Turnpike. Traffic moving well both east and westbound as well for those traveling on the 408. If you see traffic problems, call the Safe Touch Security Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. With traffic, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Blue Stream Fiber.
HOA and condo board members, it pays to have fiber. Let Blue Stream Fiber show you how fiber internet provides revenue for communities while saving up to 50% off retail rates. Visit bluestreamfiber.com/radio to find out more.
This earful of real radio is brought to you by JustCallMo.com. Injured on the go? JustCallMo.com.
Now you can relive the greatest moments from our 2023 iHeartRadio Music Festival.
Streaming only on Hulu.
Lenny Kravitz kicks things off with his biggest hits.
Foo Fighters get the whole crowd singing along.
Tim McGraw debuts his new song live.
Public Enemy brings the 90s hip-hop energy.
Fall Out Boy covers a classic while literally on fire. And so much more.
Relive the greatest moments from our iHeartRadio Music Festival.
Streaming now only on Hulu for a limited time.
13 Days of Halloween Penance. Season 4 of the award-winning horror fiction podcast presented in immersive 3D audio.
If I am under arrest, you have to tell me what I'm charged with.
Starring Natalie Morales of Parks and Recreation and Dead to Me.
Please, there's been some kind of mistake. I'm not supposed to be here.
How do you know?
I'm innocent.
Are any of us truly innocent?
Premiering October 19th, ending Halloween. Listen to 13 Days of Halloween on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
O'Reilly.
Protect your vehicle's engine with Syntec and O'Reilly Auto Parts. Syntec Premium Full Synthetic Motor Oil is formulated for today's engines to dissipate heat and friction and reduce wear. Get 5 quarts of Syntec Full Synthetic and a MicroGuard Select filter for just $33.99. Limit supply. See store for details. Get Syntec only at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
October is birthday month for Zero Res. To celebrate, just say happy birthday, Zero Res, and you'll get $50 off service they offer. Carpet, tile, air ducts, and more. Some minimums may apply. Visit OrlandoZeroRes.com. Zero Res, spelled forwards and backwards, it's the right way to clean.
Are you tired of banking with a bank and dealing with excessive fees and minimums? For more than 85 years, Central Florida residents and small businesses have counted on Addition Financial Credit Union for better banking. Whether you're looking for fee-free checking, great savings rates, or low credit card, home, and auto loan rates, we put your financial well-being at the heart of everything we do. To learn more, visit AdditionFI.com. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Opportunity Lender.
Mills Air is looking for experienced service techs. NATE certified is a plus, but not required. We have been in business for over 30 years right here in Central Florida. Great pay and benefits. Sign-on bonus depending on experience. Apply at millsair.com.
Jesse Kelly here. Do you feel protected? My personal protection plan is owning gold. The Oxford Gold Group helps you buy gold to have on hand or convert it into your 401k. If things get weird, I have gold on hand. I like that. You can buy coins or convert part of your 401k with the Oxford Gold Group. It's easy and safe. 833-995-GOLD. That's 833-995-GOLD. 833-995-GOLD.
You shouldn't need a degree in finance to choose a checking account. That's why we made Truist One Checking. No trade-offs, no compromise, no hassle. Just the stuff you want from a bank that cares. And that means no overdraft fees, lots of practical perks, and automatic upgrades. Truist One Checking. One simple choice. Visit truist.com/one. Truist.com/ONE. Truist Bank, member FDIC.
Bottomless Boneless, every Wednesday at Winghouse Bar and Grill. Get as much as you want, tossed with any of our signature sauces and rubs for only $14.99 every Wednesday. Dine in only, no sharing. Winghouse Bar and Grill. Good food, beautifully served.
Why is iHeartRadio the #1 streaming radio app?
Free music.
Free live radio stations from all over the country.
Free podcasts.
Free playlists.
Free contests.
Free artist radio stations.
Commercial-free stations. It's free. I love iHeartRadio.
Join the millions of music, radio, and podcast fans on the #1 streaming radio app now.
iHeartRadio.
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 Free never sounded so good.
If you ever need our help, we're just a call away. There's only one Morgan & Morgan.
The Jim Colbert Show returns now on Real Radio 104.1.
Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Your 4 o'clock keyword is cash, C-A-S-H. Get over to realradio.fm and send that away for your chance at $1,000. Cash, guys, that is your 4 o'clock keyword. Good luck. Welcome back. I'm Jim. Deb is here.
Hello.
And so is Jackson.
Yep.
And every Monday around 4:20, our good friend Brandon Kravitz drops by from 96.9 The Game. They talk sports over there every day from 3 until 6. Good and loud for my man, Brandon Kravitz. Look at this guy. He is barely alive. You are looking at a man who survived an entire weekend with his family at Disney.
No.
Oh, my goodness.
That's right. And and you're not talking about the skull that I'm holding right now in my hands. This is me.
That's the same reaction if you would have gotten, hey, I ran 4 Tough Mudders this weekend. It's the same exact thing. Disney with a 4-year-old is a Tough Mudder being shot at live rounds, the whole 9 yards.
It was a challenge. It's all worth it in the end. Seeing a kid of that age who, like most, has an obsession with Mickey Mouse and his friends, seeing those characters and his reaction to that, it's priceless.
My daughter,
it really is.
My daughter cried when she saw Barney the first time. That when he pops up out of the floor during that show back in the day, she lost her mind. I didn't know she was going to be okay.
We ate a breakfast at a nearby one of the resort hotels, and they had characters that came around. And while we're trying to convince him to eat eggs, because, it's like always a negotiation,
right.
Here comes Mickey Mouse.
Uh-oh.
And it was,
Game on.
Just the look on his face was, there's nothing like it.
Hey, Mickey Mouse loves it when you eat your eggs.
Good one.
Oh, man, I should have tried that.
That's what you
I was
have to
too
do,
excited.
buddy.
I was on video. I was on get this on camera duty.
He was dad mode.
I had one job, and I was not about to screw that up. Thank God whoever is working on the iPhone these days came up with the technology where you can take a video and also smack the photo button at the same time.
Oh, yeah.
Because if that wasn't the case, do you get the picture? Do you get the video?
I hate that choice.
Well, you can do both.
Yeah.
So anyway,
you were there to chronicle.
That was the fun part. I'm not going to detail the difficult side of all of that, but I'm spent. I tried to lock in as much as I could. This was not your typical weekend for yours truly, where I'm just guzzling football all day Saturday and Sunday. I took it in as I could. I played a lot of catch up Sunday night and.
So you might not even know what happened.
Oh, my God.
I'm aware of what happened. I'm also aware that this segment is sponsored by the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lynn at pound 546 on your cell or whenyouneedus.com.
All right, let's start right there in the NFL. We do every year or every week when we talk about the Florida teams, Miami Dolphins, Jacksonville Jaguars, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Let's start south. And we were talking a little earlier before the show. You're a big Dolphins fan. We've known that. The Tua thing has been a fun point of contention for both of us as we talk about the rise of the Miami Dolphins.
It's a point of contention for my life.
Right, exactly. Miami comes in, looks pretty darn good this year. Then people start thinking to themselves, well, they're only beating people with bad records. Their entitled wins against teams that are collectively like 5-24. This was the first week we were really going to see what the Dolphins were made of, playing the Philadelphia Eagles in Philly.
And that's what we talked about on this show for the last couple of weeks. It's very nice what the Dolphins are doing. It's a ton of fun to watch. I'm enjoying the ride, just seeing a team that has the offensive firepower, the play calling, it just seems like everything is clicking for them. So that's fun, no matter who you're going up against or what it means for the future. But I was always skeptical because of exactly this. Where I'll let the Dolphins off the hook in this situation is, I'm not a complaint about the officials guy, but the officials were not on their side in this game. 10 penalties for the Dolphins, some in key situations that would have kept them in this game even more than they already were. 10 for the Dolphins. 0 for the Eagles. When do you watch an NFL game and one team has 0 penalties?
I got to tell you, I've heard that argument all weekend long.
It's wild.
And, I usually don't even listen to the ref argument because you usually don't listen to the ref argument.
Because usually it's about 1 or 2 calls. You're talking about an entire game that was tilted.
And it's Philadelphia. They commit penalties coming into the stadium.
You're saying Marco Rubio has a point by complaining.
Yeah.
Marco Rubio complained. So
we got the politicians on it?
Some followers suggested he open a congressional investigation.
Oh, good. That seems important.
Others gave him a box of
tissue. Now, here's the thing. That's only part of the equation. Honestly, that's just part of the story. It's still, even though I thought it was a really big deal for this game, it's just a fraction of it. I think part of the reason why I feel confident, even after watching my team lose on Sunday Night Football, they hung in that game despite everything that was going on without their top 2 cornerbacks. Xavier Howard was out. Jalen Ramsey hasn't even played yet for this team. They were without Connor Williams, their starting center, which completely obliterates your offensive line when you don't have your center, especially if your center is halfway decent. They were without their best offensive lineman in Teron Armstead. Jalen Waddle missed half the game due to a back injury and then made his way back in, but what kind of shape was he in? Devon Achane, the rookie running back who's taken the league by storm, he's on IR. So they're without all of these key pieces. You're talking about starters that make a legitimate impact, and they still went toe-to-toe with the Philadelphia Eagles. So have the Dolphins answered those questions? Absolutely not. But
because it's 31-17. All those things added up. You're still, two scores behind.
31-17, but the Dolphins were driving with 10 minutes left to go in the game with an opportunity to tie. Tua throws a bad pass, and then it turns into an Eagles touchdown on the other side. So this was really, the way I view it is this was a 1-score game where if they play it on a neutral field, like if this is legitimately a Super Bowl preview and the Dolphins are fully healthy, I think the Dolphins are a better team.
All right, let's move on.
Any other team, I 100% behind you and support you, but you're a Dolphin fan and you just sound like a Dolphin.
I do. I sound like a homer.
All right, let's move on. The Buccaneers take on the Atlanta Falcons. This is a divisional game, and actually, to be honest with you, I thought it was kind of a coin flip game. I think either one of these teams could have won. Really, I thought it was up to quarterback play, and we see that this kid. Who is it? What is this kid's name?
Desmond Ridder.
And, okay, he's going, obviously we know Baker Mayfield has his limitations. Again, more tip passes, I think, anybody in the league. The Falcons come out 16-13 in a pretty hard-fought game, but not very much fun to watch. We watched a little bit of it. It was just it was just like these teams are running. If you have 5 gears, it seems like they were stuck in third.
Yeah, these teams don't really have that next level punch, so they both played each other really well. The Bucs had their opportunity late in the game, but at the end of the day, you have to score touchdowns in the NFL. They had 1 in the first quarter, weren't able to get into the end zone for the rest of the game. Baker Mayfield's just not it. He hasn't been it since day one. Yeah. The fact that he hasn't been turning the ball over or getting sacked to this point in the season, that's great, but you got to score points at some point in the NFL. 13 is just not going to get it done.
You know what his problem is, Brandon, is, his great game is just an average game. His great game is, 280 yards, couple touchdowns.
Yeah, don't F this up. That's his great game.
But, you don't, there's no extra gear. You could go to guys like Matt Stafford. You go to guys and go, well, they have a good game, and it looks really ridiculous. 400 yards, 3 touchdowns, stuff like that. His great game just doesn't have that kind of look. So, in other words, there's nowhere else to go. He's at the top of his level right now. So, it looks like Tampa's going to be mired in this kind of score for the rest of until they figure out what they're going to do at quarterback. And then, unfortunately, they're winning just enough to make sure they don't have any impact in the draft either.
Exactly.
Right. And I don't even know where they stand with trade on that either. I don't even know if they have picks coming up. But, they are in that quarterback black zone that is nowhere to go.
Well, if they were to go into the tank now and lose the rest of their games, they'd have a really good chance at getting one of those top picks. But the thing that's going to hurt them is that there are a lot of other really bad teams in the NFL this year. Yeah. And as we get further into the season, more of these teams are going to look and go, you know what would be a whole lot better is if we had a real quarterback next year.
Let's talk about some upsets. Nobody thought the Patriots could even come close to being in the same field with the Buffalo Bills. I think they had scored, 15 points in the last 3 games or something. Been absolutely just pancaked the last 3 times they go out. And what do? They go out and beat the Bills and they beat them pretty good. I mean, just 29-25, but a team that hasn't scored a touchdown all of a sudden shows up.
Yeah, and the Bills were on the doorstep trying to make things happen late in that game. The fact that they even needed that is sad. Josh Allen looks like he's not quite right. I don't know if he's dealing with a shoulder injury or what, but this is a team that has leaned too hard on Stephon Diggs as the only other guy that generates any offense. Josh Allen is a weapon by himself, but he doesn't run as much as he used to. That always happens as quarterbacks tend to age, but he's got a cannon.
He's also told he's been told not to. I mean, you're a franchise guy. You can't go into the line every day. Just head first. You can't do it.
Absolutely, you're not going to make it the long haul, and that's what they're looking for, is to win a championship. And they just rely so heavily on Stephon Diggs to create offense for them. They don't use their other pieces properly. Really, their offense hasn't been the same since they lost their offensive coordinator, Brian Daboll, to the New York Giants.
Right.
And it's not like, the Giants won. They only put up 14 points. It's not like they've got it all figured out. But there was a perfect marriage there. Brian Daboll knew how to get the most out of Josh Allen consistently. And that's the thing I see with Allen, is just this lack of consistency from him. And he's laying more eggs more frequently than we've seen in his entire career.
Yeah, he has a lot of the Matt Stafford thing for me. Like when Stafford was with the Lions, I'm like, man, 1 week this guy, you're like, nobody in the league is better than this guy. And then the next week, you're like, everybody in the league is better than this guy. And Josh Allen seems to be kind of growing into that weird kind of thing where
every year we're going to look at this team and go, oh, they're contenders because they have Josh Allen, and they're always going to fall short of expectation. And as your veterans get older and start to make more money because you've got to sign your good players, the less depth you have.
Right.
And that's the issue when you get to these teams that end up giving their quarterbacks that monster contract. That's great. You got your guy, but now you're going to slowly over time start to lose that depth around them.
Right.
That's why whenever you hear an analyst use that phrase that's probably overused to this point, the window of an opportunity to win a championship, that's why they mention that. And it seems like the Bills' window is closing.
Let's talk about one more NFL team before we get out of here, because I think this was the second biggest game of the week, what we thought was going to be the second biggest game of the week. And then again, it turns out to be just getting exposed. I mean, the Lions and the Ravens. I'm on my back porch with my entire family yesterday. We're having a little family get-together, doing some barbecue, watching some football. And I know kind of in my head what my picks are, right? And they're rolling through the scores. I'm looking at this, and I see the first score. I think we're 9 minutes into the game, and it's already 14-0 Ravens. And I'm like, oh, okay, Lions, they can come back, and we got a strong team, good defense, blah, blah, blah. And then the next, 5 minutes later, it's 21. Then 5 minutes later, it's 28. I'm like, man, they're going to score 100 points on this team today. Every time they touch the football, they score. And then Lamar just goes off. It's like he just reads the media and goes, oh, it's time. Goes out and goes for 350, 3 TDs, looks like a monster. The team looked unstoppable. And then the Lions looked terrible.
The Lions could not get anything going, and the Ravens clearly came to play. They were completely just in the zone, pardon the pun. And you gotta fit in branding when you can.
Right, yeah.
When they play their best brand of football, and I think this goes for almost any team, at least any team that's above average in the NFL. If you play your best brand and you're going up against a team that's having a hard time putting it together, that's how blowouts happen. The Lions haven't played a stinker yet this season, and what we saw was their first game where they struggled to find themselves. It took them too long, and by the time they were in anything that resembled a groove, the Baltimore Ravens already had 28 points on the board. Well, at that point, your game plan goes out the window. You can't rely on the run when you're down 28.
You cannot.
So you just have to. Then you have Jared Goff sitting duck, who has no mobility.
Can't throw the ball. I mean,
sitting back in the pocket.
And not a downfield thrower. He's never has been. Never has been a guy that stretches the field out.
And so this was a stat that I heard during the broadcast that, as somebody who picked the Lions, kind of wish I knew prior to, so this one slipped through the cracks. Now, after this win, Lamar Jackson is 16-1 when going up against NFC teams. So why would that be relevant? Because those are the teams that he only sees once every 4 years. They don't really have familiarity with Lamar Jackson outside of what they see on film. Obviously, all these guys are studying that. But until you see somebody in front of you, it's a completely different level of understanding.
Yeah, it's hard to explain to somebody, look, you're going to have to tackle a knuckleball that can run about 38 miles an hour right by you.
It's like they just don't know what to do with this guy. So clearly there is some validity to that stat. I don't think it's just random. The fact that he's 16-1 against teams that he doesn't see all that often or that don't see him, there's something to that.
Yeah, I mean, it goes the same. To me, it's the same with baseball and pitching. You see guys.
That's exactly what it is.
You can throw it 100 miles an hour. That's great. But when you talk about major league hitters, you're talking about the best of the best of the best. And 100 miles an hour doesn't really scare them. 100 miles an hour to 75 miles an hour to an 83 mile an hour curveball scares them a little bit. But if you throw straight heat and major league hitters, after seeing you for 3 innings or 2 innings, they're going to hit you somewhere. It's just how it is. I mean,
that's
they're just
why
that good.
When you
it's
watch
the same thing.
When you watch a baseball broadcast, they'll mention how many times that particular batter has faced that pitcher, whether it's over the course of the season or in that particular game. Oh, third time through the order, that's when you need to get a guy the hell out of there, because these are pros. There starts to be this level of familiarity, tendencies. You understand these things. And it just seems like Lamar Jackson takes these NFC teams by surprise. So keep that in mind when we move forward this season and Lamar faces other NFC opponents that you might want to take the Ravens.
Yeah, the thing is, not like these people are doing this themselves. They have teams of people at the major league level to tell them all these eccentricities that they don't see from certain players from game to game. And still then, the players are so unique and special. And Lamar is definitely one of those players that inescapable. And tackling that guy must be one of the toughest jobs out there, because at any point he can stop dead in his tracks and throw it 70 yards.
He's healthy. They've done a decent job, a better job than in the past of putting receivers around him. So it looks like the Ravens are a team that we do need to take seriously. But they hadn't played anybody prior to this, so there was reason for skepticism on the Ravens until now.
Yeah.
Now you go, okay, they're for real.
It's October. Baseball's happening. We're in the League Championship Series, and it looks like it could be a fun World Series. I mean, it could go either way. It looks like the Rangers and the Astros are tied 3-3.
Yeah, that's Game 7 tonight at 8. That's must-watch TV. I know we've got a football game on. There's a lot going on. We all want the Astros to lose, so clearly we just cheer for the Rangers.
They cheat and they suck.
Yeah, we don't like cheaters. Rangers go. And then, of course, the best-of-7 series between the Diamondbacks and the Phillies.
Which gets started in like 20 minutes, by the way.
And the Phillies are up 3-2. And it looks like the most fun thing you can watch in the postseason right now is watching Schwarber and Bryce Harper, just hitting bombs. It's so much fun to watch.
Specifically when they're in Philadelphia. That has to be the best home field advantage of any baseball team that I've seen in years. The vibe there in Philly is tremendous, and when those guys are tearing the leather off the ball, it's a completely different experience.
It is. When they vibe out, it's almost like the team is a mushroom group. They're all same. They think the same. You know what I'm saying?
I want to see Philadelphia versus the Texas Rangers. It seems like that's what everybody is sort of angling for, because you've got the vibe and the star power of Philadelphia, and then you have the Rangers not being the Astros, so they got that. But I think in terms of like the love 'em versus hate 'em World Series, it would be Phillies Astros, because we all know what side we would be on.
Right.
I do feel like this ALCS between the Rangers and the Astros, there's so much buzz that is zapped from this series, even though we have a 7th game tonight, because it's all Texas. Whenever you get that regional, it feels like it just lacks that national appeal.
I know what you're saying.
It's too Texas-centric.
Yeah, I never even really thought about that until you said that. But when you say that, you're like, oh, you're right. That's kind of wild.
Yeah. The state of Texas is rolling right now, by the way. I mean, I ran down the list on my show last week. It's incredible. Between the excitement they have with Victor Wembanyama and the Spurs, look at Doncic with the Mavs, the fact that the Dallas Cowboys are always a relevant team, the all Texas ALCS, they've just got it cooking right now.
They sure do. And Orlando City will end with that. Orlando City had a player played this weekend and then played well. And then, of course, you want that to happen. Although this game didn't really mean anything, going into the playoffs next week, it could mean a lot.
Absolutely, because you want that positive momentum. Look at what it's done for some of the teams we're talking about in Major League Baseball. And I think that it definitely works like that in the soccer world. So they enter into a best-of-3 series with Nashville in round 1. It's the 2 versus the 7. And I mean, just the fact that Orlando City finished 2 in their conference is something that you should feel very proud about as a Lions fan. Monday night at Exploria Stadium. Cannot wait to see what they're able to do there.
Yeah, going to be good. All right, always good seeing you, buddy. Brandon Kravitz, you can see him or hear him every single day from 3 until 6 right there at 96.9 The Game.
Deb, thank you for the Halloween sort of vibe here in the studio. You get the screen in the background. I grabbed a skull from the corner. Listen to Under Oath with the attorney Jeff Kaufman.
Don't give me any time.
Every Saturday morning at 7:30 a.m. on both 96.9 The Game and Real Radio 104.1. And catch extended versions of Under Oath by searching Under Oath with Jeff Kaufman on your favorite streaming platform.
Thanks, buddy. Always good seeing you. Good enough for Mr. Brandon Kravitz.
The Pleasure is mine.
Have a good week, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you.
You got it, buddy. All right, 407-916-1041. Back in a sec with more of the Jim Colbert Show.
Coming up tonight on Real Radio, at 7, it's a corporate time with Tom and Dan. Brought to you by Gringos Locos and Modern Plumbing Industries. At 9 p.m., it's Real Laughs with comedians James, Miguel, Ken, and Mike. And Real Music starts tonight at 10 on Real Radio 104.1.
From the Rude Air Conditioning Weather Center, powered locally by Ferguson HVAC.
I'm Fox 35 Storm Team Meteorologist Ian Cassette with your Central Florida forecast. It'll be quiet this evening with comfortable weather, a low around 68 degrees. As we get into Tuesday, slightly cooler temperatures, but still a high of 83 degrees with a northeast wind that will be developing, and this will last through the rest of the week. Winds could gust up to 20 to 25 miles per hour. Rain chances are still on the low end, with best chances of rain along the coast. Will likely stay dry through the end of the week. For the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Ian Cassette.
This report is sponsored by Walt Disney World.jobs.
Walt Disney World Resort is hiring. Explore a variety of full-time and part-time roles at the heart of the magic and enjoy great benefits like complimentary theme park admission, exclusive discounts, and more. Apply today at waltdisneyworld.jobs.
Are you a business owner, CEO, or responsible for marketing? If you are, iHeartMedia can help you reach your goals and find new customers. We reach more consumers in your target area than anyone else. And we can give you access to those potential customers more cost-effectively across radio, digital, podcasting, and social. We'd love to show you how iHeartMedia can work for you. From your cell, dial pound 250 and say keyword great results. That's pound 250 and say great results.
Fall is here, so I'm throwing a Cartoberfest. RC Hill here from RC Hill Mitsubishi. I'm giving you $7,775 over appraised value for your old ride. Get a new Mitsubishi Mirage, greenest gas car in America, 43 miles per gallon for $14,900. Or look at the new Outlander, the safest, most affordable 7-passenger SUV for only $26,900. So don't be tardy to this car party. I'm RC Hill. I'm your car dealer next door. Visit us at rchill.com. That's rchill.com.
Requires bank approval plus tax tag admin. Negative equity may be refinanced.
I'm Ellie Anajar of Anajar and Levine. Injured in a car crash? Never rush to settle with insurance companies and never settle for just any attorney. Demand Anajar and Levine. Our experienced legal team will fight to win you the maximum compensation you deserve. Call me, Ellie Anajar, for a free consultation and take back control of your life. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
In office, Orlando.
If you're a diabetic, we have great news. You can end the painful finger sticks with a new CGM. Plus, they may be covered by Medicare, Medicaid, or private insurance. If you test and inject daily, you may qualify. Call US Med now to learn more.
800-513-1652. 800-513-1652. 800-513-1652. That's 800-513-1652.
Once you get the meat and cheese for your sub freshly sliced right in front of you at Jersey Mike's, I'll tell you, there's no going back to anything else. That'd be like going back to dial-up internet. Am I connecting to space to order Jersey Mike's? Any day now. Okay, it's about to connect. What? Who picked up the phone? Nope. There's no going back once you see it freshly sliced at Jersey Mike's. A sub above.
Major phone carriers make you sign contracts with rigid data plans to trap you into a kind of forced phonogamy. Sounds pretty insecure if you ask me. At Consumer Cellular, we believe in a more consensual and healthy form of phonogamy, free of contracts and more flexible to your data needs. This way, you stick around not because we force you to with contracts and fees, but because you love our phone plans. Like ardently love our phone plans. Phonogamously. Consumer Cellular. When freedom calls, we're here to answer. Call us at 1-888-FREEDOM.
Oh, this cold.
Honey?
Honey?
Honey, you need DayQuil Severe Honey.
DayQuil Severe Honey gives you powerful cold and flu symptom relief with a honeylicious taste, because life doesn't stop for a cold.
Okay, I'm ready to go.
Now I'm getting a cold.
Honey.
Try DayQuil Severe Honey for powerful cold and flu relief. DayQuil Severe with honey flavor. The daytime coughing, aching, stuffy head, fever, honeylicious, power through your day medicine. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
The check is good, the experience is smooth, and the reviews online are wonderful at GiveMeTheVin.com. They don't call us America's best car buyer for nothing.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
Ever been on a road trip and wondered about all the hidden history and locals-only stories that you might be passing?
With the Audio app, I'm always learning new things about the places I'm driving through.
The Audio app automatically delivers captivating stories about the natural wonders, local legends, and fascinating histories just beyond your car window. It's like having your own personal tour guide. Rediscover America your way with Audio. Available on iOS and Android.
Car crash? Call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
The Jim Colbert Show returns now on Real Radio 1.
Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1, Cash, C-A-S-H. That is your 4 o'clock keyword. Get over to realradio.fm, send that away for your chance at $1,000. Cash. That'll do it. I'm not internationally known to rock the microphone. There you go. I remember dancing to this at a club in Ocala, Florida back in the mid 80s.
Yep.
And I have to tell you, I've tried hard to forget those times.
This was my favorite song to dance to.
Yeah. I'm Jim. Deb is here, so is Jack as well. Don't forget for trivia this week, we do have Ron White tickets. So at 5:45, we'll do trivia.
Oh, that's just one of the things we have.
Yeah, just one of the things. We've had a really good run with prizes.
Yeah, we have.
We had Chappelle tickets a few weeks back. We had tickets to go see what big band?
Dimitri Martin.
Dimitri Martin
Bush
last
tickets.
week. Bush, that's right.
And there's others in the works.
Really?
Well. Yep.
I like that.
Yep.
I like that a lot.
Because for some, you have to kind of pitch like, hey, if we give you these stickers, how would you give them away? And then I have to come up with these fancy words to say that we're going to give them away during Jim Colbert Show trivia every day.
Is it like a catalog you get to pick from, or is it just like
No. These opportunities come up. They'll just be different. It's like, hey, this band's coming in concert in 2024.
Yeah, because the Monsters have a bunch of different stuff they're giving away, right?
Well, we have the same prizes, but we give away one, or sometimes we have two. But they'll have three, and they just kind of give a choice of them.
Yeah, gotcha.
But we kind of focus in on one, maybe two prizes. Yeah, because it's less work that we have to do reading them.
What do you think people like most when it comes to prizes like that we give away? Do you think it's tickets, or do you think they like experiences? Or
yes. Yeah.
Like the play or comedy, or is it baseball or football? Do they like sports stuff? What do you think the number one prize is for us?
I think the bigger concert tickets are huge, especially, when you had Chappelle, when we had bigger band, like we've done.
Did we do the Boss? Didn't we have Springsteen tickets?
We did, and that's when you get people calling early. It's like, oh, I'm calling because I want to win now.
Right.
So those bigger concert ones, when they're really hard to get or really expensive.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, the Chappelle tickets.
Yeah.
Ooh,
yep. That's it. Right? You were shopping.
Whoa, man.
Theme park tickets are always a big draw.
Yep.
That people get excited about.
$400 a piece for Chappelle. Anywhere where you don't have to have binoculars to see him or tell what color he is. I'm telling you, man, it is a hot ticket. Ticket. And then the Magic start this week. I'm sure that as we roll down the road, we'll probably have some Magic tickets eventually.
Yep.
We have a good relationship with those guys. Yeah, it's always good.
Absolutely.
All right.
I love you.
I know that movie tickets used to be a really big deal.
What, movie tickets?
Yeah, movie tickets used to be a really big deal.
Oh, yeah.
You go to a movie premiere, they love those.
Stay tuned for the Jack Jar in about an hour.
Really? All right, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Excited about Halloween. Did I tell you guys I went out to Petrified Forest Friday night?
You told us you were going, and then I saw a picture of you on the Instagram.
Yeah, that guy.
You being assaulted.
Yeah, that guy knows Ross. He comes up, and it's weird when people know you and they come up in costume.
Yeah.
Oh,
they're like,
yeah.
like, Hey, Jim.
Big fan.
Big fan. Right. And then all through the trail, the people we're with is like, does this happen to you all the time? I'm like, not really, but sometimes I guess. We're like, we hate you, Jim. I'm like, don't make it so personal. It's not as scary. Trying to give him acting tips. I'm directing him as I'm going through. It was such a good time, though.
Petrified Forest.
It really was.
Yeah.
Kimmy has been running it for years, right? So we called her Friday night and said, hey, we'd love to come down, check it out. They do a media night, but it turned out that we couldn't come during that window they had for
still on the air.
Yeah, for media. So, there's a bunch of reasons why. I just didn't make it down there. And they did us a favor. So we thanked them, just deliciously we thanked them because she's so great. But we went in, took some friends with us, and the guy had no idea what we were doing. The guy that was, we went with one of my wife's friends, and she had a date, and he's not even from here.
Oh,
so he had
surprise!
No idea what he was getting himself into. He goes, "What are we doing tonight?" And I'm not saying he was a bro-looking dude, but he looked like he worked as a professional. And we're like, "Well, we're gonna go to a haunted trail." And he's like, "Really?" He's like, "I'm down. Let's do it." And we went, and he was like laughing the entire time. It was great, because once you get in the fence there, once you get into the property, there's like food trucks, there's beer, there's water. I mean, there's everything you want. You can get face painted. Place was buzzing, people everywhere.
Did you get your face painted?
No. 3 unique trails that you can go on. I think your ticket gets you on all 3. Take your time. And they all have completely different themes, which is very cool. And this year they did an exceptionally good job. We were walking through, and I can't remember which one was the last one. I can't tell you which one's my favorite. But if you go and you stand in front of them, it's the one on the far left. That was my favorite one.
Still facing them.
Yeah. If you're looking at all 3 of them, you can see the entrances
closest
to all 3
to the
trails. Yeah, closest to the one. And but a lot of fun. And if you have yet to go out, you got to do it. This is the great weeks to go. Go during the week. It's very crowded on the weekends, and of course, with Halloween being next Tuesday, right?
Yeah.
What?
Halloween's next Tuesday.
A week from tomorrow, Deb.
This week is going to be a madhouse up there. So make your plans, get up there and check them out for a Petrified Forest right up there in Altamont Springs. What a good time.
Yeah, Deb, it's October 23rd today.
Yeah, where did the month go?
Yeah, it's right behind us. Just look in the rear view. Just look in the old rear view. It's right behind us.
You want to make yourself feel better, say, hey, I'm closer to another paycheck.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
That's exactly what you do.
The
right?
image behind you changed.
No, it's
now.
I guess I hit the go button or something. It's all gone now.
Oh, I like that one.
Look at that. Stop right there.
YouTube channel. You can always follow the Jim Colbert Show on YouTube. Follow us there, subscribe, and hit the like button if you're watching us.
Absolutely. Yeah. All right, 407. Are you doing anything for Halloween? Are you guys going out, or are you just doing trick-or-treating at your house?
I think I'll be giving out candy. I already bought the giant candy.
Did you really?
What'd you get?
I got the
sampler, the little mini
Costco sampler chocolate fun packets. I got 180 pieces in it.
It's brand name though stuff, right?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Like the ones that like Crackle and Hershey bars and Mr. Good Bar and stuff like
now,
that.
Costco also has the full size candy bar packs.
That's a Glenn Klausman move.
That is a Glenn Klausman move.
I want to do this move, although it's always up and down with I don't know what to expect, and I don't want to run out early.
Right.
So I'm not willing to spend $90 on.
Hey, do this.
On chocolate.
If you start running out early,
yeah,
just get a pair of scissors, and as people come up, cut them in half with scissors, and then drop halves of cut open bars into their thing.
No. Set up a butcher block right by the door with the butcher knife and say just a minute and. Yeah, with an apron with blood on it, it'll totally fit the theme.
Excellent idea.
And it cuts their candy bar in half.
But Jack, more importantly,
I like that idea.
You don't want to establish your house as the full-size candy bar house because then next year you're going to get...
Next year, that evening, the word will get out. Trust me.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. That you'll have disappointed trick-or-treaters.
Deb, I will be honest here, and I was standing in the Costco and looking at the full-size candy bar, as I do the past 3 years, and thinking, if I do this... I'll become that house,
right?
And then I'll have to maintain that,
buddy.
And then I grab the fun size.
You'll be targeted. They did it to me at Baldwin.
Yeah.
They did it to me at Baldwin.
Well, you set yourself up for that.
We bought $300 worth of candy that night. It lasted an hour and 5 minutes. The line was that big, and you know what we heard? Never told you this. You know what we heard? We're about 40 minutes into it. This is the last Halloween we're there. Sitting on our front porch, people coming from everywhere. Guy walks up and goes, I heard you had this. I'm like, you heard what? Who told you? She's like, there's this kid running around telling everybody you get the best candy. And that's why there's 600 people in front of your house.
Yeah.
Like feral cats.
So you need to do what I do. You take last year's leftover candy and you untie the bag and you just mix it in with the new stuff.
Oh, really?
Surprise!
Oh, yeah. And then one kid gets a perfect chocolate bar. The other one gets that hazy one that's got powder all over it.
Yeah.
They got hot and then got cold again.
Like white chocolate. No, not really.
That chocolate has a sweater. It's special.
Right, exactly.
All right, 407-916-1041. Got another keyword for you right now.
Freshy.
Your chance to win $1,000 and a little
Holiday magic.
is just minutes away. And brought to you by Mills Air.
Heavy traffic reported on I-4 right now. There is accident activity now just blocking the right shoulder westbound on the interstate at Central Florida Parkway. Stop-and-go delays go all the way back from the Beach Line exit. Up in Sanford, a serious accident has closed all westbound lanes on State Road 46 at Brisson Avenue. Another crash reported on Colonial Drive at McGuire Road. If you see traffic problems, call the Safe Touch Security Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. With traffic, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Mattress Warehouse of Kissimmee.
It's the Bedhead Sale at Mattress Warehouse. Come in with your best or worst bedhead and save up to 50% on any mattress. So where would you look to find the perfect mattress? In a little mattress store or a mattress warehouse? Visit mattresswarehouse.com.
This is Steve Kramer. Let me tell you a business secret. There are sketch companies out there selling awards. Make sure the awards earned by your lawyer are from respected organizations. At Trendley Kramer Law, our lawyers have been recognized by Orlando Magazine Best Lawyers, Florida Trend Legal Elite, Super Lawyers, and listed in U.S. News as a best law firm for years. We've earned the awards that can't be bought. Trendley Kramer, TK Law, onefirmforlife.com.
Guys, when it comes to your bathroom, Rebath of Mid-Florida is there for you. They have everything you need. The great products, the incredible installation team, and an easy showroom to manage, which is easy to find. 436 right up there in Altamont across from Kobe. You can't miss it when you walk in. You're going to see some models set up. But don't think to yourself, well, I guess I'll just pick one of those and have it installed. That isn't how it works. Those models are there just to show you what the products look like. They have a catalog full of beautiful products, tons of different styles of sinks and toilets and tubs and tile and lighting and cabinetry. It's your job to just figure out what's going to look good in your house. But even better than that, they have a team to help you with that as well. Look, you can't lose. They're going to give you an incredible installation. It's going to last 4 to 6 days. They're going to do it with their employees, and they're going to give you a lifetime guarantee on the products and the install. If you go to the showroom, like I said, 436 up in Altamont, right across from Kobe, you can get an idea of the quality of the products, and then log onto the website and look at what they've done for other people. Just check out those before and afters, and then book your appointment because your new bathroom is right there in Altamont at rebathmidfla.com.
Do you have an idea for an invention or new product and don't know what to do next? Inventors. InventHelp can help you get started with your idea. Call 1-800-INVENTION or go to inventhelp.com to get your free inventors information. They can help you try to patent your idea and submit it to companies. Get started with your idea today at inventhelp.com. InventHelp is the leading invention service company. With offices nationwide, they've been helping inventors since 1984. Inventors received more than 10,000 patents through their patent referral services. Don't wait to get started with your idea. For free information, contact your friends at InventHelp. Go to inventhelp.com or call 1-800-INVENTION. That's inventhelp.com or call 1-800-INVENTION. They help everyday inventors just like you. Additional services include invention websites, prototype models, technical drawings, and more. They keep your idea confidential and explain every step of their invention services. Remember, that's inventhelp.com. InventHelp.com.
The number one cause of accidents is distracted driving, like cell phones, eating, and playing with the radio. So leave it right here on Real Radio. Injured on the go? Just call Mo.com. Mo DeWitt, Orlando's injury attorney.
West 2 News, now here for you at 7 p.m. Because breaking news doesn't wait for the right time.
News never stops.
And that's why our team keeps going.
We're adding more coverage of what matters most to Central Florida. The big stories that will have you talking. An accurate forecast you can depend on. Stuart Moore, Michelle Imperato, Tony Manalfi. West 2 News at 7 p.m. Local, live, late breaking.
We're bringing you access like nobody else.
Hey everyone, welcome to Access Hollywood. I am Mario Lopez.
Access to A-list interviews.
The Justin Timberlake exclusive.
Royal family rumors.
Trending Twitter feuds.
Blockbuster behind the scenes.
Can't miss viral moments. Jen Aniston joined Instagram yesterday, and then she decided to break it. And killing it on the red carpet. Look at Jason Momoa back here with the all-new Access Hollywood.
Tonight at 7:30 on West 2.
Now, you can relive the greatest moments from our 2023 iHeartRadio Music Festival.
Streaming only on Hulu.
Lenny Kravitz kicks things off with his biggest hits.
Foo Fighters get the whole crowd singing along.
Tim McGraw debuts his new song live.
Public Enemy brings the 90s hip-hop energy.
Fall Out Boy covers a classic while literally on fire. And so much more.
Relive the greatest moments from our iHeartRadio Music Festival.
Streaming now only on Hulu for a limited time.
In today's Marketers Report, Kate Cronin, Chief Brand Officer of Moderna, weighs in on the speed of audio production.
In this day and age, and particularly at Moderna, where we have new information coming out on a regular basis, being able to feed that information to the audio format makes being nimble and pivoting easy, and that's what I really like about it.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia gives marketers access to the audiences, influencers, insights, and data you need to grow. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartResults.com.
If you've been injured in a car accident, call Pound Law from your cell phone. Morgan & Morgan.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman & Lind Studios. Why Kaufman & Lind? Because your case matters. Contact them at whenyounitus.com or dial #546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
Holiday magic.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, BILLS. BILLS. That's BILLS. Enter it now at realradio.fm and get a little holiday magic. And may the odds be ever in your favor.
The Jim Colbert Show returns now on Real Radio 104.1.
I honestly have no idea why, but this song has been stuck in my head all day. Maserati, Bugatti, spaghetti, Maserati, Bugatti, spaghetti, Maserati, Bugatti, spaghetti, Luigi pizza pie, Luigi pizza pie, Luigi pizza pie, a Maserati, Bugatti, spaghetti, Luigi pizza pie.
That, by the way, happened while he was clocked in. Just take a note there, boss man. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031 BILLS, BILLS. That is your 5 o'clock keyword. You know what to do. Slide over to realradio.fm and send that away for your chance at $1,000. We have 4 total winners.
Yeah, we'd love to add your name.
I'd like to get at least one a week. That gives us like 7 total, right?
Yeah, you called out the 4 o'clock for having a 4 o'clock winner, right?
Yeah, exactly. Have we heard anything yet?
No, we have not.
No, we won't.
Well,
we'll for a little bit.
We'll know on the texting service before we'll know anywhere.
Yeah.
Good point. All right.
407-916-1041. Again, that's BILLS, BILLS, realradio.fm. Remember, if you're playing the game, keep your phone near. Welcome back. I'm Jim. Deb is here.
Hello.
And so is Jay.
Yeah.
You guys know Katy Perry, right?
Oh, yeah.
The pop star Katy Perry?
Rode the elevator with her, April 2012.
Did you really?
In this building.
Small, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or normal size? Yeah, well, like 5'6".
Yes,
Okay, good.
I'd say about that.
Because a lot of the girls who came through here years back when XL, we'd have these live performances and stuff, and a lot of these people were just beginning their career. Britney Spears, Ariana Grande, Shakira.
What was interesting about, I bumped into Shakira in the hallway here. Tiny.
Yeah, she's super small.
She's small.
Britney's small.
But with Katy Perry, not as small, but she already had 2 hits. You know, Kiss the Girl was one of them.
California Girls.
There was another one, her first hit. But she already had 2 hits before she did the XL concert.
Yeah. I know Jessica Simpson came through. She was small. Ariana Grande, Britney came through. They're all really small. Aguilera, really small. And a lot of the Spanish stars came through. I think Karol G came through here years before she hit it kind of big. And now she's giant. I mean, one of the biggest stars in Latino music, right? Karol G?
She is, and I didn't know that. They were talking about the Jets game, or the Giants Jets game a week ago or 2 weeks ago, and they're like, yeah, this stadium has been sold out, for the past 4 nights in a row, whatever. And I'm like, well, who else sold it out? Because I was just there at a Springsteen concert, so I'm wondering who sold it out. And I looked it up, and it was Karol G.
Yeah, when we were there in New York a few months back or a couple months back, they were preparing the city for her arrival.
Yeah.
Like literally preparing. And there were warnings around the city. Hey, be careful when this happens on this date, because the Karol G show. So they let everybody know who to blame.
It's
for their terrible time in New York that day.
Because on the Turnpike, you see on the signs, it's like, hey, concert event this Saturday, prepare, they let you know there's going to be traffic.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of
Well, if Maluma ever comes to the building, let me know.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, Bad Bunny was on SNL this week.
Yeah, and he's getting ready to start his tour up in 2024.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Bad Bunny was the musical guest, and he was also the star, which is a very unique thing that's happening right now with SNL. The strike is still on, so none of those actors promoting anything or that were ever a part of anything can go on SNL. So, I mean...
the writers can work, but the actors...
Yeah, which is weird how the crew can still work because it is television.
Yeah.
But they're still working, and it's still the same show. It was live this week. But the interesting thing that's coming up is because they can't get actors, like Nate Bargatze is hosting the show, I believe, coming up this week or next week. And he's a stand-up comic that really made his break on social media.
Yeah.
I mean, and of course, in clubs, but I mean, it wasn't like the stereotypical come up for a stand-up, which is you get real good at stand-up, then you get a TV show.
Yeah, but he's one of the biggest right now, right?
Genuinely.
Yeah.
And you've never seen a more meteoric rise to popularity than Nate. Ross told me about him as part of that dry comedy series, the dry bar comedy.
Yeah.
Because he's clean. He doesn't curse, no nothing. I think he says sucked. Like that's the hardest. I mean, that's the hardest word he'll use. Sucks.
Poor thing.
But with that clean scene, I figured this guy's the next Ray Romano. I mean, there's no question. He's like the next Ray Romano. It's got that kind of feel, kind of that dopey dad, clueless kind of thing, but he's got that weird wisdom about him. But the thing is television doesn't have any draw anymore. Why would he do a TV show? It would slow him down. He would have to do like a Netflix show or one of the streaming channels. I wouldn't do a network TV show right now. No way. It just doesn't have enough provenance, man.
Yeah, you would.
Well, I mean, I would because of the money, Jack. You're right. All right, 407-916-1041. I brought up Katy Perry for a reason. She actually has a piece of legislation in her name moving through California's judicial system, our legislative system, and it's not a good reason.
Oh.
It's called the Katy Perry Act, or the Perry Act, Perry. And the Perry Act it deals with real estate. You guys want to take a shot at why Katy Perry may have a legislative act, a law with her name attached to it?
That you can't buy your neighbor's lots and keep them vacant, like for a buffer. You can't buy adjoining property.
That's not it, but you are, I mean, that's amazing how close that is.
Buying a house and then trying to block the public from the beach that you bought the house on?
No way to guess this, but I'm glad you guys took a shot. I wanted to see where you guys thought it would go. Katy Perry actually...
Don't you feel like he's just toying with us at times, Deborah?
That's all I'm doing. This is all to make me...
He's more cat than dog.
I actually just needed that 30 seconds, guys. Thank you.
Who knew?
I know.
So Katy Perry is married to actor Orlando Bloom. Now, he's famous from the Pirates movies.
And there's a video of him
I was going to say, no, he's famous for the paddleboard, and then he was in some movies.
Yeah, I was shocked with that paddleboard video until I realized he didn't have an oar.
Yeah. I've never seen it.
But
I've only heard Deb talk about it.
I did my due diligence and did my research.
Let's just say she had to sit on the very front of the paddleboard.
Yeah, she did.
Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
No, the movie he was in, Jim.
Oh, that's right. Lord of the Rings, right. Well, they're in a legal battle right now with a guy named Carl Westcott. And you know Carl Westcott. You know Carl Westcott's business because we advertise Carl Westcott's business here on Real Radio. I think Russ is the only guy I knew that did it, but maybe Jack endorsed these guys as well. Right around Mother's Day, right around Valentine's Day.
FTD?
No. Not the... I don't want to say anybody. And
he's the owner of 1-800-Flowers.
Okay.
Yeah, Carl Westcott is the 84-year-old founder of 1-800-Flowers. Now, Katy Perry has a business manager named Bernie.
I think I did endorse him.
And Bernie Bernie was negotiating the deal between Katy Perry and Orlando Bloom to buy Carl Westcott's $15 million mansion there in Montecito, California. Right? No problem. Everything's fine, right? It took them a while. When you spend that money on a house, it takes a little bit longer to spend that than you do when you're buying a condo over in New Smyrna. So they're doing the whole thing. But here's what happened. This old guy now says he wants out. He doesn't want to sell the house. And he claims that he had just gone through a back surgery before, and 6 hours after he woke up from his back surgery, he decided he didn't want to sell the house anymore. And then now they're claiming the Perry Act is basically an act they're trying to push through. It's not law yet. They have 30 endorsers of it over there in California. But they're saying that the act is to keep people from taking advantage of old people during real estate deals. In other words, to come in and strong arm them into making a real estate deal that doesn't really supply them with what the property's worth or, everything about it. And almost like Katy Perry and Orlando Bloom were taking advantage of this guy. Now, we both know $12 million is nothing to two powerhouses like that. That is nothing. I mean, that is literally no money. Katy Perry's going to be worth $200 million, and Orlando Bloom has to be worth between $50 and $80 million. $12 million is nothing. And we don't even know what they're selling to bring into this. But trust me, the money is on an issue. The problem is this guy says, hey, look, I was taking opioids when we made this deal, and I want to back out now. But the problem is the guy who was doing the deal for Katy Perry and Orlando Bloom says, well, you weren't having a problem when you did this, you did this. He was competent when he hired an experienced real estate broker, vetted the brokerage commission rate, arranged showings of the property, entertained multiple offers, sought alternative houses, and then negotiated a highly lucrative deal. All of this happened before this guy went into surgery. Now he goes into surgery. They put him on the juice. And then when he gets out, he goes, no. I didn't mean to do, I wasn't going to do that. I'm not selling this house. And so now it's a thing. Now the Katy Perry and Orlando are suing him for $5 million for loss of everything because their entire life got put on hold.
Yeah.
Like this thing, he was supposed to go in there.
Yeah. Did they sign a contract?
That I do not know.
Yeah, let's move. Come on.
Katy Perry is worth $340 million.
Oh, Jesus H.
Orlando Bloom, 40.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Together, it's almost $400 million.
Yeah. They're fine. I mean, a $12 million house is no big. They could have a $12 million house in every state. Almost.
Easy, fella.
Court documents
don't make me do the math.
I just did it in my head. It was dumb when I did it. I didn't realize it was dumb.
I think
when
that's
I said
60 states. Hey, they could.
Yeah, the Katy Perry Act addresses the risk of elder financial abuse, especially as it relates to property and real estate and transfers. It says the act establishes a 72-hour cool-down period during which either party involved in a contract for conveyance of a personal residence, in which one where the parties over 75 years old. So if you enter into any deal over 75 years old, you have a 3-day period where you can go, I was too old, and then just back out.
I don't hate it.
What do you mean you don't hate it?
I don't hate like.
It's not fair, dude.
Why is it not
fair?
fair?
He made the deal. You can't claim that you were under distress when you did everything it took to sell the property leading up to that moment.
Now you can.
No, you can't.
But if the law was in place, then I suppose you
can.
Could
you imagine if somebody did that to you? Like if you had your entire deal, all your stuff's in storage, you got nowhere to go, and then all of a sudden a deal that you negotiated for a month, 2 months, falls apart because the dude wakes up from surgery and decides he doesn't want to do it now? Whatever.
Maybe. So what if
it's a? Oh, go ahead.
Do you think someone else found out about it and said, "Oh, they're famous. You need to get more money"? Kind of deal.
Well, they already said it. Negotiate. That could be the case. It's by the way, it's a former convent. It's a former Catholic convent.
Cool.
22,000 square feet.
Good vibes.
No.
Now,
bad vibes.
Bad vibes.
It was owned by nuns at one point. And the nuns said they wanted to sell the 22,000 square foot property to a developer. A judge ruled in Perry's favor, explaining that it was the Catholic Church who owned the convent and not the nuns. Damn. And this is an 89-year-old nun was in this. It says, during a court appearance for a related legal hearing, an 89-year-old nun who was involved in the case collapsed and died.
Oh, my gosh.
During
Bad
this case.
vibes.
Oh.
You know what?
I don't want this house.
Buddy,
No.
listen, you can 1-800-Flowers your ass over this house. I'm out.
I don't understand the connection between the nuns and the flower guy.
Yeah, because the house,
He bought it from them.
Yeah, he bought it from the nuns.
Okay.
So, yeah,
Or from the Catholic Church.
Yeah, in 2015, the 13-time Grammy nominee purchased a former Catholic convent in L.A. for $15 million, despite the objections from elderly nuns who once lived there. So this is another case that she has that's not anything to do with this case. So she's been dealing with real estate woes for a while now.
Would everyone get this 3-day cooling off period, or is it just
It got to be over 75.
Okay.
I mean, I understand the idea of that. It just sounds like when you read the story, the guy really had already kind of crossed his T's and dotted his I's, and then maybe just backed out like you were saying, and thought maybe it was worth more, or because they're super loaded, they could spend more for the place.
I think before they sign, they say, "You sure you don't want to check with your kids first?"
And that's what people are texting us and saying that it was the kids actually that were upset that he was selling.
Really?
And apparently they wanted more money.
Does not mention that in this story at all. It just mentions Katy Perry has an act that says, "Oh no, you can't take advantage of your skirt."
And that's kind of, you're right. It is in a negative connotation for it to be labeled after her. It's like she did something wrong.
You know what the funny thing is, though, when I got my colonoscopy last week, you know, it's weird when you get any medical procedure now because they ask you so many crazy questions. And then you think, why are you asking me that? And then you think, well, because somebody has tried to use this before as an excuse to either get into or out of something. But when I left that day, they said, okay, remember, no driving, no operating heavy equipment, and make no legal decisions.
Oh, wow.
They literally tell you that. Don't make any legal decisions. Don't sign any important papers today because you've been under the influence of propofol.
Well, yeah, you've been
So they don't want you to come
under
back.
anesthesia.
Yeah, they don't want you to come back and go, hey, man, I was whacked out on that Michael Jackson juice. I can't do this now. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Changing your name at marriage has changed. I'll tell you how.
Insert promo line to get listeners to follow the Real Radio 1041 Instagram account. I'll fix that later. Powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center, they specialize in one-of-a-kind custom-designed jewelry. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
Delays continue on I-4 this afternoon in the Orlando area, both east and westbound on the interstate. Seeing some accident activity eastbound in Volusia County, blocking multiple lanes on the interstate near State Road 44. Another crash reportedly blocking the eastbound left lane on the beach line at International Drive. If you see other traffic problems, call the Safe Touch Security Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. With traffic, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Jeff Martin Auctioneers. Jeff Martin Auctioneers is hosting a public auction in Kissimmee on October 31st and November 1st, featuring construction and farm equipment, trucks, trailers, and more. Bid your way live on-site or online at jeffmartinauctioneers.com. Experience the difference. License AU4483.
Our Jim Colbert Show question of the day is inspired by Jim himself. However, it is brought to you by WeAreNotTheBanks.com. Big shout out to Brad Siebert. Thank you for your support of our question of the day, and thank you for doing what you do. For me, personally, helped me refinance my home several years ago, and that's what We Are Not the Banks is. It's mortgage lenders, whether it's a mortgage for a new home or refinancing the home that you currently have. The help you need is Brad Siebert at WeAreNotTheBanks.com. They're not the banks. They're better than the banks. This is their sole focus, mortgages. Whether you have good credit or even bumps in your credit, they can still work with you, and they deal with all types of loans, VA loans, conventional loans, jumbo loans of all sizes, even no income documentation loans. Like I did several years ago, did my refi, put me in a better position today because of my decision to go to WeAreNotTheBanks.com several years ago. Do it today. For all your mortgage needs, it's WeAreNotTheBanks.com. NMLS ID number 66247, equal housing opportunity.
Fall is here, and I'm running out of year. So I'm throwing a Cartoberfest. It's the biggest car party in the world, and the most fun way to buy a nice new car. RC Hill here from RC Hill Mitsubishi. I'm gonna liven up my sales, so I'm giving you $7,775 over appraised value for your old ride. Come to my car garden and pick out any nicer, newer car you want and get $7,775 over appraised value based on the car you choose. Get a new Mitsubishi Mirage, greenest gas car in America, 43 miles per gallon for $14,900. Or look at the new Outlander, the safest, most affordable 7-passenger SUV for only $26,900. And all RC Hill Mitsubishis come with a lifetime limited warranty. Past credit problems are the worst, but don't feel like a wiener. I'm going to help you get approved and even lower your current car payment. We have hundreds of new and used vehicles to choose from, so don't be tardy to this car party. I'm RC Hill. I'm your car dealer next door. Visit us at rchill.com. That's rchill.com.
Requires bank approval. Dealer retains all incentives. Vehicle purchase price affects discount.
At International Diamond Center, nobody tells our story better than our own non-commissioned diamond experts.
In the 17 years that I've been in this industry, I have never been able to offer my clients the things that I can offer at IDC.
What's best about our company is that we have access to far more options than most retailers typically do.
None of us are paid on commission at all, so our interests are pure.
We always encourage people to shop around because we know that our prices are good enough. You will be back.
It's not a selling environment at all. We want to know what's most important to you and help you get there.
We take care of your ring for life. We invite you in as an extension of our family.
It's about helping each client achieve what they want, to become a hero.
When we approach it in such a straightforward manner, it's refreshing. They almost look at you with a sigh of relief, like you take the mystery away.
The merchandise that we have is unmatched. The prices that we have are incredibly competitive. Our quality is unsurpassed.
International Diamond Center. Discover the difference. Our people. Get store hours, directions, and more at shopidc.com.
Here's your chance to take part in a night of inspiration, benefiting New Hope for Kids, helping our younger community deal with grief and loss. Jim Colbert will MC the 22nd annual Art of the Vine, Friday, October 27th. This special event will include an evening of fine wines, food, and culture, plus silent and live auctions and a chance to win a new BMW. For more information, go to realradio.fm/events and click on Art of the Vine.
Summer road trip season doesn't have to end. With the Autio app, every drive can still feel like an adventure.
I've discovered more about my hometown through the Autio app than I ever did growing up here.
The Autio app automatically delivers captivating stories about the natural wonders and fascinating histories just beyond your car window. Plus, you can download stories to listen to offline. Rediscover America your way with Autio. Available on iOS and Android.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Equipment changeouts and upgrades right now with up to $1,275 in rebates. Visit millsair.com.
Hey there, podcast fans. Michael Lewis here, host of the Pushkin Show, Against the Rules. I want to tell you about a very special series we're doing called Judging Sam, the Trial of Sam Bankman-Fried. SBF, the former CEO of crypto exchange FTX, is being tried for financial crimes. I'll be following the trial that decides his fate. Listen to Judging Sam, the Trial of Sam Bankman-Fried in the Against the Rules feed on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts. Trust me, you're not going to want to miss this.
Injured? Hire America's largest injury firm, Morgan & Morgan, for the people.
You can watch radio being made on a daily basis. Jim Colbert Show on YouTube.
Soul Man here. Kobe Steakhouse is the bomb. So much food. And when they try to bring out that soy sauce or whatever else they put out there, tell them no thank you. Tell them you want double yum yum sauce. The yum yum sauce. Dip everything in it. Your vegetables, your meat, your steak, your seafood, whatever it is you got. Yum yum sauce.
Thank you, buddy.
And then when you run out of one, have them fill it back up
That's
and
right.
get some more because you're going to need it. Kobe Steakhouse, the bomb. Leftovers for days.
I like this guy. My God, he's like a walking ad for Kobe. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Bills is your 5 o'clock keyword. BILLS.
Is yum yum sauce also called white sauce?
Yeah, it's the white sauce.
My daughter, whenever we get like sushi or something, she'll get like chicken fried rice, but she also like asks for the white sauce on it, and they always charge extra. So I begrudgingly, all right, we'll go.
Yeah. It is.
But I've never tried it.
Let me help you out. You know what it is? You are basically eating straight mayonnaise.
That's okay.
That's all it is. It's mayonnaise.
Yeah.
It's flavored mayo is all it is. Flavored mayo, a little bit of water in
Don't
there.
you ruin my dreams.
No, keep going. Ruin them.
I've made it before at the house.
That's what I want to.
I can get pretty close to it. They have those copycat recipes online, and you can mix it up. I mean, most people just have what it takes in your pantry right now, actually.
And they sell jars in the supermarket, I believe.
Well, I don't know if they sell the Kobe one.
No, but a yum sauce.
Yeah, they sell a yum sauce. Look, man.
He's trying to get his kid to stop.
It's all pretty close. It's pretty darn good, though.
I was thrilled when they started selling the Chick-fil-A sauce in the supermarket.
Oh, yeah. All right. But I save all those little cups of that, man. Are you kidding? That's good stuff. I know the magic ingredient to that, by the way. Would you like to know?
Sure.
I will tell you. Here's what I think. Here's what I think Chick-fil-A sauce is.
Yeah, I don't have stock. Go for it.
Here's what I believe it is. I think it's basically ketchup and mayonnaise with liquid smoke. That's what I think it is. I think that smoky flavor you get in there is just a couple drops of liquid smoke is all it is. Because that's what you do. Like if you're trying to get something to have that kind of smoky flavor, you buy a bottle of liquid smoke. It only takes a couple drops really to get it in there. But I believe it's just basically the same sauce a lot of people have been using for a while, which is like ketchup and mayonnaise mixed together. But it's got a little liquid smoke, probably some smoked paprika in there, some garlic and whatnot. But really probably not far away from just liquid smoke and a few spices. But it's damn good.
Someone said, dump the yum sauce over your body. It's so good.
Okay. They used to have a ginger sauce. They don't even offer that anymore.
I love the ginger sauce.
And I used to laugh at them. I'm like, why are you even giving that out? We're in Florida. That's made of mayonnaise. Have you met Florida? They don't want your stupid ginger sauce. Even if they loved it, there's not enough calories for them to love it.
Exactly.
All right, 407-916-1041. We mentioned this because tonight I make my yearly pilgrimage to Kobe Steakhouse for Code Black's birthday.
Oh, well, you got to text him happy birthday.
Yeah, I already did. He said thank you. I love Code Black. He's so good. All right, 407-916-1041. All right. So we are all, well, Deb isn't, but she's betrothed.
I am?
Yeah, well, you're not quite there. Is betrothed married, or is that just...
No, that's engaged.
Engaged.
Spoken for.
Which you are, correct?
Yes.
Jack and I are married. I've been married for almost 20 years. Jack has been married like 25. Yep. 25 years. Ross, of course, now newly married. And Ross, this actually...
As of yesterday.
As of yesterday, right.
Yeah, exactly. Married 1 year.
So with that said, we have really kind of some interesting takes on this whole story, which I found fascinating, actually. So, Deb, you're going to get married. You've been married before.
Yes.
Eventually it will happen, and you will take your husband's last name.
Yes.
You will.
Not professionally.
Not professionally, but you will take his name privately. You'll be known as Deborah.
Mrs. Deborah Carson.
So
Mrs.
we don't
Deb
have
Carson.
to change anything
here. Now, Jack, you and your wife, when you got married 25 years ago, had the relatively stereotypical happening in America where she took your last name, correct?
Yes.
Did she ever considering doing any other form of that, or was it always going to be she was going to be your
I
Naomi
think
Bradshaw?
she was excited to do that because she could lose the previous last name, which was the previous husband.
Right.
Yeah, so it was just like, ooh, chop that off.
And for me, it was the Polish last name that no one could ever pronounce.
Yeah, right. And then Ross, of course, he's the youngest of us, and a member of. He's a millennial, the last year of millennials.
So he took Olivia's last name.
No. But there's some fascinating numbers coming up on that. Don't laugh yet.
I have a feeling.
But he did the traditional thing as well. And to be honest with you, I thought that could go either way because one of the new things that's happening right now is that women of their age, which she'd be in her mid-30s, like one of the new things is that you take the last name and you hyphenate it. So it would be her name hyphen Paget.
Well, it's what they do in Hispanic cultures.
Right.
You take your mother and your father's last name, and then when you get married, you keep your father's name, and now you have your husband's name. What's interesting about changing your name is that you're super excited to do it because you know what it means.
Right.
And yet there's a little bit of mourning that goes into it.
There has to be.
There is.
There has to be because you live with that name for like all your life.
Well, it's not just live with it. It's your identity. It's who you are. It's how you met this person. It's how you've always known yourself. And the pain in the ass of changing it. You have to carry a certified copy of your marriage license for at least the first 3 months you're married because the things you wouldn't even think about having to change your name on it. And then the cost to change it back at the end. It's there's a window that you can change it back to your maiden name, but it's several $100s.
Wow.
So there is a very sad part. Even though you're so excited about it, it's still like, aw.
But professionally, because your name is such a part of your identity, not only personally, but on the air and stuff, you would have never considered like Deborah Roberts - Carson?
I would. I'd like to talk to Chris about it.
Really?
But I mean, I've been in radio in Orlando for 30 years plus with this name. So I wouldn't necessarily want to do what the Courtney Cox did when she became Courtney Cox Arquette.
Yeah, and to Deb's defense, she's the only Deborah Roberts in media at all.
Yeah, there's no one else that I would get mistaken for when I would
There's a TV
call
personality here in town with the same exact name.
No, well, she used to be. She used to be the Channel 9 satellite reporter before CNN hired her. It's Deborah Roberts over at ABC News.
Right.
She's married to Al Roker.
Isn't that Al Roker's wife?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, right. Well, they did a little study here, and this is a very interesting thing. This is a Pew Research study. 2,400 U.S. adults in opposite-sex marriages and 955 who had never been married to ask what their choice would or was. What are you laughing about, Bradshaw?
Her going, pew. It's so stupid thing.
Okay, according to those people asked, this is like 5,000 U.S. adults. I mean, it's
Who did the study again?
Pew. All right. How many women? What percentage of women change their last name after marriage? This is a stereotypical. You change your name to your husband's last name.
And this is a current study.
This is a current study.
And so I think we're going to be surprised at how high it is. Or, no,
low.
How low this number is.
Or equitable.
Well, really, with the number isn't I mean, it's a little surprising, but it's the breakout of some stuff that I did not know.
Okay, so you want me to go first?
Yeah, sure.
All right, I'll go 70%.
77.
79's the answer.
Whoa.
Said they would take their husband's last name after they tied the knot. What percentage say they would just keep their own name? In other words, be married, and it would be like, well, John Brown and Mary White. She would just stay the same.
So
nothing would happen.
We're working with 23% left?
Yeah, 21% left.
Oh, 79, right. Okay, so Deb, you go. I went first the last time.
What percentage would just take their last name and keep it the same?
Out of
but get married?
The 21%.
I'm going to go 11.
Ooh.
Pew.
10.
14%. Deb wins again.
I was going to go up, and then Jim looked down. I'm like, is he trying to tell me something? I'll go with that.
And then 5%.
Why do you trust him?
The remaining 5%, and I've given him so many reasons not to. The remaining 5% decided to hyphenate both of those names, which I find to be the most strange of all of them, but also the most logical. Like, to me, even in growing up in a very traditional Christian home, it does seem really bizarre to ask another person to re-identify themselves for you. Now, I don't have that power trip. I would want my wife's name to be my last name just for convenience and pride, because I'm very proud of that. But in that same sense, if she said, I would like to maintain this part of my identity, and we could be married.
I'm proud of my family name.
But it's my family. How do you make an argument against that? It bucks tradition in all shapes. For both of us, actually, for my wife and I, because we came up the same. But I wouldn't even know where to. I guess you just go, okay,
honey. Honey.
How am I supposed to own you without the evidence?
For the Paralyzed Vets of America.
Oh, God.
Who will be sending us our return address labels. Let's make it easier on them and just go with Jack and Naomi Brad. It's the easiest solution.
It said, however, the study showed more mixed views on the subject among women who have never been married. 33% of women who said they've never been married said they would take their spouse's last name, while 23% would keep their own. So it actually went up. But 17% said they would hyphenate. Then this is women who have never been married. And 25% remained unsure on what they would do. So now a quarter of the people who haven't been married, they don't even know what they would do. And men, unfortunately, by the way, hold on for a sec. How many men change their last name to take their wife's last name? How many men? Now, yes, how many men will change their own last name as they get married to their wife's surname?
3.
Did you say 3 men or 3%?
3 men.
I need a percentage.
Let's keep it real, people. 1%.
All right. 1%, she says, Jack.
I'll go 1.1%.
Jack wins that one.
Yeah.
5%.
Wow.
5% of dudes surveyed out of these 5,000 would change their name to their wife's name. And here's the crazy part. Like, I just said my wife got my name and I felt that weird. I find it way weirder that a guy would take the wife's name.
I mean, not necessarily. We've had guys text us before at 77031 saying that, you know, they weren't proud of their family name, or there was a lot of abuse in that family. So they preferred and chose to go with the wife's last name to kind of like, this is a new chapter of my life, and I'm not dragging that with me around
but
anymore.
But you're screwing up genealogists for the future generations.
They're going to be, something is missing here. What's going on?
Exactly.
It's not lining up. But a texter points out, two different texters. One says they do it for their kids, right? So that the mom would have the same surname as the children.
Right.
Whereas someone else said, you know.
Just, in other words, just knowing there's a divorce coming down the line?
No. As marrieds, a reason for the woman to take the husband's name so the kids everyone in the family all has the same last name.
Understood. I thought you meant it the other way around. I thought you were saying did not take it for that reason. I was like, just begging for divorce. I'm like, we're going to have mommy's name.
Yeah.
Now, here's where it gets interesting. These are the demographics of women who change their last name after marriage. The women who decide to keep their own last name after an opposite-sex marriage include those who are younger or older. I'll give you 50-50s. We'll go from there.
The ones who chose
to keep their own last name.
Older.
In other words, to keep their own name. In other words, you know.
Older.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they like Deb. I've established myself with this name.
It's I mean, it would be.
You have a career around it.
Exactly.
It's younger.
No, you're wrong. You read it backwards.
The women who decide to keep their own last name after an opposite-sex marriage include those who are younger.
So the Zoomer generation.
More progressive, like I'm me. This is me. You know, I don't need to give you, Hispanic, you called it. How do they vote?
Republican.
Conservative.
Very.
No, they're Democrats. Democrats keep their own name.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Hispanics.
Hispanics. I'm Hispanics definitely vote
Hispanics,
conservative.
it's a cultural thing.
Yeah.
But Democrat, in other words, women who are Democrats are the ones who wind up keeping their own name instead of changing their names. And there's one other, I find this very interesting. There's one other thing that is a definite definer of women who keep their last name. And I see this more often in this group of women than any other group of women.
Level of education?
That is exactly it.
Yeah.
Women who have a postgraduate degree have a much higher percentage of keeping their own last name instead of taking a man's last name after marriage. And that makes sense as well.
I mean, we were property before it was really about romance.
Exactly. And I mean,
they couldn't even have a credit card until 50 years ago.
Yeah, literally. It was Ruth Bader,
Then we had to go and ruin that.
I was going to say, what? Yeah. What's the trillions debt? What's the debt thing? I mean, it says 20% of married women between the ages of 18 to 49 said they keep their own name. Only 9% of those 50 and older would. Well, I find this amazing. 30% of married Hispanic women said they kept their own last name, while 10% of white women and 9% of black women did. Black women actually are more likely to hyphenate their name with their spouses than white women. It said it could not gather enough data from Asian women in the sample to analyze separately. I don't think Asian women really do this. I mean, it's pretty much always Asian women take their man's name,
I would
right?
imagine
it's
so.
Very strict.
Very conservative. Yeah, not very progressive.
Very imperial.
Yeah. Like we will never see a female ruler in Japan from the imperial family.
26% of married women who achieved a postgraduate degree keep their own name. Wow, that's a lot. So 1 out of 4 women who get a degree say, yeah, you're not,
so there's a sense of earning an accomplishment, and
that's it. A pride
is attached to that name. Yeah,
here's the thing. Imagine you go out, right? Imagine you go out and you make a gigantic scientific, discovery, a breakthrough.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And you come up with a technique, or you come up with a drug or something like that. And then
you just wait for your male collaborator to steal it, put his name on it. It's been happening hundreds of years.
And it's under your name. It's like the McGowan technique or whatever. And then you get married. You think if I'm McGowan, I'm going to change my name to Brown? No, because it ain't the Brown technique. I get that completely. Things are changing, man. Things are weird these days. I'm telling you straight up.
That sounded scary.
Yeah, that rear view these days is a little different for dudes my age. I'm looking at them like, what, really? And I know somebody who's going through the hyphenated thing right now. Like the whole idea of, hyphenating the name to maintain some kind of maintain some kind of independence.
Sense of self.
Yes.
It's really not about being independent. It's just unless you've walked into the library or the bank and who you've always been, now you have to go and change all of that. And you want to, but at the same time, it's like, wow, this is.
Listen, if I was a woman, I'd have been born burning bras. I would be. Look, man. When Jack just said that, and that's right. Like the idea of not being able to vote, get a credit card, drive a car.
Yeah, you had to have permission of your husband.
I would have never gotten married if I would have come up in that.
Well, then how are you going to survive?
There'd have been no way possible I could have allowed my life to be dictated by some man. Yeah. That would have driven me bananas. I'd have killed somebody. I'm serious. Could you imagine that, Jack? Could you imagine?
I'm just imagining this audio of you.
Could you imagine being so oppressed by just your gender that you couldn't get a credit card, you couldn't drive a car? Like when people would, I couldn't even imagine that reality.
But that's
I can't imagine that.
Because it's a reduction of your rights. If it was an expansion of your rights, you would be able to manage it.
Even beyond just a reduction of your rights, it's a reduction of your personhood.
That's what I'm saying. That's like
it's a reduction. It's saying you are less. You are less than me. Yeah, exactly. You're property. Well, and that's why romance really didn't kind of get into the marriage scene until really the Victorian era. Because before that, it was about alliances. It was about. Marriages were often decided well before you were even born. They had decided who you were going to marry.
All right, 407-916-1041.
How do you feel about that, Jimmy?
Oh, man. I get mad just thinking about it. I get mad just the idea that another person can go, no, you can't have a credit card at like 30.
Yeah.
Like at 30, 35 years old, I could get told by another person that I can't do something just because I'm female.
You're getting a divorce and you're told you can't sign an apartment application.
Yeah, that'd be bad. I'd be in jail a bunch. All right, 407-916-1041. Your 5 o'clock keyword is Bills, BILLS. Get over to realradio.fm and send that away for your chance at $1,000. Back in a sec with trivia. Load them up. We have 4 lines open. We're going to give it away now. Ryan White tickets up for grabs.
Real Radio is the news junkie.
Never forget when she was on hospital drugs that she said I was her favorite on the show.
Her husband's on the show, though.
Correct.
That's confusing a little bit.
One of the best compliments I've ever received in my life.
What, do people need to be on drugs for you to be their favorite?
Correct.
The News Junkie. Weekdays at 11 on Real Radio 104.1.
This is Doug Gottlieb. Here's what's trending from the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by Staples Stores.
Jordan Love further cemented his bust status, after an ugly loss in Denver. Watch the play calling. The Green Bay coaches clearly don't trust him. The Packers can't throw the ball downfield, and Love is not accurate deep anyway. In a game against a bad Bronco team, Love should have come out on fire. They couldn't score in the first half. It's time for the Packers to start looking for their next quarterback. I'm Colin Cowherd.
At Staples, you can count on every print project being perfect. Right now, get $100 off your print purchase of $250 or more. Offer ends 11/4. See staples.com/print for details. Make your small business print and marketing materials stand out with perfect prints guaranteed at Staples.
Man, football's right around the corner. That's right. Tonight, Winghouse Bar and Grill. Drop by. They have everything you need. Nice, plenty TVs, famous wings, delicious burgers, ice-cold beer. I like the Big Daddies, 22-ounce. Ice-cold beers. They have everything you need. And they're happy hour Monday through Friday from 11 till 7. And then from 10 till close. You can't lose. It's the Wing House. Good food, beautifully served.
Are you experiencing tooth pain? Advanced Endodontics can help. With state-of-the-art care, experienced and compassionate staff, and 6 convenient locations throughout Central Florida, we make it easy to find the relief you need. We partner with well-known companies who offer great financing options, so you can achieve the smile of your dreams. And the best part is, no referrals are needed. Schedule your appointment today at ineedarootcanal.com. That's ineedarootcanal.com. Once you get your hot stuff freshly grilled right in front of you at Jersey Mike's, I'll tell you, there's no going back to anything else. That'd be like going back to calling your friend on their home phone.
Hello, McDougal residence.
Hi, can Jerry come to Jersey Mike's?
Jerry?
May I ask who's calling?
It's Danny.
It's Donnie. Pick up the phone. Yoo-hoo.
You know what? I'll call him when the cell phone gets invented. Nope. There's no going back once you get it freshly grilled. Jersey Mike's, a sub above.
SafeTouch offer modern options to secure your home or business with just a tap on your phone, watch, or tablet. Right now, buy one outdoor camera with 24/7 recording, get one free. Visit safetouch.com. SafeTouch, peace of mind with a purpose. State license number EF20001945.
Klein tools are new at Lowe's, pros. Lowe's knows you want top brands and quality products, and Klein Tools delivers. Right now, get the Klein 3-piece ModBox mobile workstation for $319.94 and the Klein 5-piece cushion grip screwdriver set for just $34.97, both exclusively at Lowe's. Shop the largest selection of Klein tools, the highest quality tool brand at Lowe's. Because Lowe's knows tools, Lowe's knows pros.
The Chase Ink Business Premier Card is made for people who make things happen, like me. I'm Sam, founder and CEO of Manifest, a product design company that makes everyday products designed smarter. I get 2.5% cash back on purchases of $5,000 or more, plus unlimited 2% cash back on all other purchases, which helps us make more smart ideas into a brilliant reality.
The Ink Business Premier Card. Learn more at chase.com/business premier. Chase for business. Make more of what's yours. Real business owner compensated for their participation. Account subject to credit approval. Restrictions and limitations apply. Cards are issued by JP Morgan Chase Bank. Any member FDIC.
Real Radio wants to provide you with a little holiday magic.
Holiday magic.
Holiday magic in the form of $1,000 13 times a day. Listen for the keyword to win $1,000 weekly from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Then take that keyword and enter it on our website, realradio.fm. Whether you do it on your phone or your computer, we don't care. What we do care about is that you answer your phone from a number that you most likely will not recognize when they call back the winner, because that's how you get some
Holiday magic.
This contest is sponsored locally by Mills Air.
My friends at Mills Air have been in business since 1992 right here in Central Florida. Over 30 years. They're not going anywhere. Carrier, factory authorized dealer, turn to the experts. Equipment changeouts and upgrades right now up to $1,275 in rebates. Go to millsair.com.
13 Days of Halloween Penance. Season 4 of the award-winning horror fiction podcast presented in immersive 3D audio.
If I am under arrest, you have to tell me what I'm charged with.
Starring Natalie Morales of Parks and Recreation and Dead to Me.
Please, there's been some kind of mistake. I'm not supposed to be here.
How do you know?
I'm innocent.
Are any of us truly innocent?
Premiering October 19th, ending Halloween. Listen to 13 Days of Halloween on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Bank of America is the proud employer of over 210,000 teammates who go above and beyond to support their clients' financial goals. Like Emily, who helps clients create a plan to build the future they want, like a wedding, having kids, or retirement. All real achievements her clients have shared photos of. For all your financial goals, we're here to listen and help. What would you like the power to do? Learn more at bankofamerica.com/about. Bank of America N.A., member FDIC, equal credit opportunity lender.
Cento Family Moving and Storage is Central Florida's trusted source for local and long-distance moving. From packing to delivery, Cento Moving is fully licensed and insured to provide you a seamless moving experience so you can enjoy your new home in no time. Get a quote today at centomoving.com. Forget the stress, move with the best.
Apparently, Facebook is still a thing. Search gym members and join our group.
I love it when women talk to me like I'm a complete moron. It's my favorite thing ever, this text. Oh, sweetie, don't you worry your pretty little brain about what women have to put up with. Such a slam. You're okay, son. You're okay. And here's the thing: that woman can be 38 and saying that to me. I would feel just as reprimanded as if it was my grandmother. Yeah. It's like I have no chance to even come close to understanding the plight. Look, I get it.
I thought that was really one of the great lines in the Barbie movie.
Oh, really?
Did you see the Barbie?
I haven't seen it yet.
Oh.
What's the line?
You didn't even see it?
No, not yet.
Oh, then forget it then.
Oh, get out of here!
Come on,
You
want to see it?
Bradshaw.
See the movie? No, I don't.
What movie haven't you? We talked about it earlier. You've never seen it.
This is the biggest
You've never been to
movie in the
Toby.
world. This movie has made more money than any other movie.
Get out of here!
Oh,
You
just
sound
about.
dumb. You sound dumb.
I'm right. I think I am.
You're not right.
It made a lot of money.
What was the quote?
No, it was the female lead, not Margot Robbie, the brunette. I forget her name. Is it America Vergara? I don't know. I know.
Thanks for the try.
Damn it.
Come on, man.
Wait.
You can't.
There we go.
That was a rookie move on your part, by the way.
I know. Oh, I got trapped into this. I thought someone saw the Barbie movie.
No.
Anyway, she does a great job of explaining the plight of women. She has a little speech, and I thought brilliant. But
Very
Cool. All right.
apt.
Yeah.
All right. 407-916-1041. Welcome back. I am Jim. Deb is here.
Hello.
And Jack has the Jack Jar.
No. I like,
yeah, you do.
No. That's
This
disgusting.
is the Jack Jar.
The Jack
yeah.
Jar.
Oh, yeah.
Jackie Sack.
It's on my jar.
Jackie Sack.
Jackie Sack.
No, not the Jackie Sack. That's
Jackie Sack is much better. Oh,
Are
it's
you
much better.
high?
No. Jackie.
You
had to
think
think
Jackie Sack is better than Jack Jar?
Yes.
Well, because.
Well,
but yeah. Well,
should I point out the fact that the word sack is in there?
But it's like,
do I need to point that
but
out?
it's a play on hacky sack.
Yeah. And you're saying Jack Sack.
It's Jackie Sack. It sounds fun.
No, it does not.
All
it sounds like it happens in a
aboard,
van with one
Jack.
window.
True.
Yeah, clickety clack, clickety jack. Jackety jack, jackety jack.
No. Whoa.
Not till later.
Kind of like it. Oh, check this out. So we got two prizes. Of course, and like all week we've been telling you, Ron White tickets, right? So it's your chance to win them before you can buy them. Tickets to see comedian Ron White. He's coming to the Hard Rock Live in Orlando Friday, April 19th. That's 2024. But they actually go on sale this Friday at 10 a.m. So all week you have a chance to win them before you can even buy them on the Jim Colbert Show.
Love it.
But if that's not your thing, I also have a pair of tickets to 5 nights at Freddy's.
Damn.
The advanced screening happening this Wednesday at the Regal Winter Park at 7 p.m. This Halloween, when the night shift starts, the nightmare begins. From Blumhouse, producer of Megan, in theaters and on Peacock, October 27th.
Very nice. Megan was good, by the way.
Yeah.
It was really
I
good.
did not see that.
You should watch. That's a good movie. It was fun.
Did you have to hide your eyes for that one?
No.
And the
Jackie Sack.
Jackie Sack is brought
Jack
to you
Jar. The
It's
Jack
the
Jar
Jack
and
Jar.
Jackie Sack.
It's
It's always brought to you by Cento Family Moving and Storage. I don't know why I feel like I need a shower now.
Right.
Got a move coming up? Contact them. They can handle it. Local, long distance, residential, or commercial. Doesn't matter, but it does matter if you mention the Jim Colbert Show because that will get you a discount. Book them today at CentoMoving.com. That's CENTO Moving.com. Clickety Jack, back to you.
All right, 407. Oh, excuse me. Jack, you goes first today.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I'm so used to saying
Right up top, Terry goes first.
There you go. Hey, Terry, how you doing?
I'm doing well. How you guys doing?
Doing great. Would you like to play a little game with us?
Absolutely.
All right, let's do it.
Want to play a game?
All right, Terry, this is a real easy game. Got a question here for you. 4 answers. One of them is untrue. It's a lie. If you can find that one, I will send you over to the sauce jar and then, of course, out to see our buddy Ron White. Are you ready?
Yes, I am.
Here we go. It's National Horror Movie Day, by the way.
Ooh.
That's right, National Horror Movie Day. Here are 3 fun facts about your favorite horror movies and 1 jump scare of a lie. Here we go. Number 1. The 1950s horror classic Psycho was the first movie to show a toilet flushing on screen. Number 2. The movie Final Destination is based on a scrapped episode of The Twilight Zone. Number 3. The Exorcist was the first horror movie to be nominated for Best Picture at the Academy Awards. And then lastly, in Carrie, Sissy Spacek slept in her bloody prom dress for 3 days of shooting to maintain costume continuity. Which of those is a lie?
I think number 3 is a lie.
No, number 3 is absolutely true. The Exorcist was the very first horror movie to ever be nominated for Best Picture at the Academy Awards. Also nominated for Best Director as well. The Sting won that year.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Jack, who is next?
Brandon.
Brandon right there on line 3. Brandon, how you doing, bub?
Good, man. How we doing?
Good, boss. Which one of these is untrue? We're talking about horror movies here. Number one, the 1950s horror classic Psycho was the first movie to show a toilet flushing on screen. Number two, the movie Final Destination is based on a scrapped episode of The Twilight Zone. Or lastly, in the movie Carrie, Sissy Spacek slept in her bloody prom dress for 3 days of shooting to maintain costume continuity.
I'm going number 3.
Now, number 3 is absolutely true. Unfortunately, Sissy Spacek slept in that thing, and they made that blood with Caro syrup.
Ugh.
Basically liquid sugar.
Yep.
Caro syrup. The blood was made of that, and they got the blood on her, and it took them 3 days to shoot those scenes, and she would not clean up because she was afraid that they couldn't get the look the same from day to day.
That's right.
And she wanted it to look perfect, so she just slept in that for 3 days.
And that's why that movie is still a classic.
Oh, it's just absolutely insane. Who's next, Jack?
That would be Paul.
Paul, how you doing, brother?
I'm doing good. How are you doing, Jim?
Good, partner. We're talking about horror movies here. It's National Horror Movie Day. You got a 50-50 shot. Which one of these is untrue? Number one, the 1950s horror classic Psycho was the first movie to show a toilet flushing on screen. Or lastly, the movie Final Destination is based on a scrapped episode of The Twilight Zone.
I think it's number one. I think it's a different Alfred Hitchcock movie that showed a toilet.
No, it is actually it's Psycho. Not only is it the first time they show one flushing, I think it's one of the first times a toilet shown on screen ever.
Oh, wow.
Just the toilet itself,
right?
Much less one flushing. Yeah, that was really out there for the 50s. You know, they weren't even showing people in bed yet who were married.
Yeah, exactly.
Much less that. And of course, we know you're happy, Devin. How you doing, buddy?
Doing good. How you doing?
Doing good, killer. Is this fake or not? The movie Final Destination is based on a scrapped episode of The Twilight Zone.
That's a lie.
That is a lie,
Yay!
buddy. Hey, just out of curiosity, the movie Final Destination and its entire franchises, which have been grossly popular, by the way, can you tell me the scrapped episode of a TV show, not new, but new-ish, that it is based on?
I could not if I tried. I could not.
All right, buddy, I'll put you on hold there. It's the X-Files.
Really?
Yeah, the guy who wrote the X-Files wrote an episode like Final Destination. It could never get produced. They couldn't figure out how to wrap it up in 60 minutes. So he kind of scrapped it and then went back to it later and wrote the movie Final Destination, which has become a massively popular horror movie franchise.
X-Files, still one of my favorite theme
Great.
songs ever.
Everything about that show.
Oh, yeah.
Some other things you may not know about horror movies before we get over to the top of the hour. Get you another keyword. Stephen King did not like Stanley Kubrick's adaptation of his book, The Shining.
No, he did not.
He did not care for it. He actually thought Jack Nicholson was miscast. He did. And you know why? He goes, when I wrote this book, this guy is supposed to slowly devolve into that cabin fever and turn into crazy. He goes, the minute you saw Jack Nicholson, even though he was trying not to be menacing, he just is.
Yeah.
Like, I believed he was nuts from screen, from shot one. So, it really kind of ruined his fantasy, what it was supposed to be.
Yeah, it really does.
So that's why he did not like it. The movie Final Destination, we just went that episode of X-Files. The vomit from Linda Blair in The Exorcist is actually supposed to hit the priest in the chest.
Oh, and not the face?
What you see is an accident, but his reaction to it was so pure. When he wiped it out of his eyes, he was disgusted by it, and Freeling thought that was a more apt reaction to that happening than the scripted version, so they kept the accident in the movie.
Wow.
It was not supposed to hit him in the face like that. Let's see here. Oh, the actors on the movie The Blair Witch Project, which of course got fame because I think the directors came from UCF.
Yeah.
Yep. They were given instructions via GPS markers. So as this movie's made, they just basically sent them out into the woods and they said, find these GPS markers. When they found them, it told them what to do next. But it was still mostly not scripted at all. They also stopped feeding them. Every day they would find less and less food. So the idea of actual panic started setting in. So when you watch that movie and you see toward the end of that movie, as they're shooting that there's this weird kind of tension. That's because the production crew kind of was playing tricks with them the entire time and trying to drive them crazy, including not feeding them or giving them enough water. So they had to really go through the stress of rationing food as if they were really lost in the woods.
Seems like that should be illegal.
Yeah, it should really be illegal.
Yeah, I agree.
And then lastly here, I didn't know this either. Scream, the movie Scream, was inspired by the Gainesville murders that were committed by Danny Rolling.
Oh, wow. I did not know that.
Yeah, the University of Florida murders back in the, was it 90s?
90s.
Yeah, when he killed those 5 students and cut them up with a knife, stabbed them all and stuff, and then posed their bodies and stuff. That was what inspired the movie Scream.
Someone also texted that Psycho and Carrie were loosely inspired by real-life Ed Gein.
Oh, yeah, Ed Gein. Well, he inspired like 5.
Yeah, including Texas Chainsaw Massacre, right?
And Silence of the Lambs.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
well, he's the one who made Lampshade People.
Right.
Yeah.
But here's the crazy thing. So Scream was inspired by the Gainesville murders that was committed by Danny Rolling right up the street here in University of Florida. But did you remember in the movies, the guy who, the voice of Scream, I'm going to cut your eyes out, or whatever that was? That guy also was the voice of Mojo Jojo the monkey in Powerpuff Girls.
Mojo Jojo?
Yeah.
Oh.
The guy behind the Scream mask voice is also the mask of the voice of Mojo Jojo. And parents out there right now are going, "You've got to be kidding," because they watch hours of episodes of Powerpuff Girls with their kids.
I knew all about Buttercup, and I always go, "Is Mojo Jojo there?"
Mojo Jojo. All right, back in a sec with your next keyword right after this.
Hey, Threads is still a thing, right?
Yes, and we're on there.
At Real Radio 104.1, powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Heavy delays continue on I-4 this afternoon in the Orlando area. Things are especially slow on the beach line near Narcoossee. A crash is currently blocking 2 westbound lanes and 1 eastbound lane. Another crash blocking at least 2 lanes on 436 eastbound between Palm Springs Drive and Maitland Avenue. If you see any other traffic problems today, make sure you're calling the Safe Touch Security Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Audible. Escape with the best stories of the year on Audible. Hear celebrity memoirs, mysteries, true crime, sci-fi, and more. Ignite your imagination with audiobooks, podcasts, and originals. Sign up for a free 30-day trial at audible.com.
So you get that little blast of cool air. The next thing you know, you're right back up into the mid-80s. That is one of the main reasons here in Florida, you have to have a great AC company that you can trust and lean on to make sure your AC is ready to go, because you never know in this roller coaster weather of Central Florida. And for me and for Ross and Deb's mom and plenty of Central Floridians, that company is Mills Air. I'll tell you the number one reason I love these guys. It's the owner. It's Leon Mills. Great guy. I mean, really good person from the onset. And then he takes that same mentality and passes it all the way down through the office into every single tech out there. And they're great, awesome people. They know this stuff inside and out. Let them use that 30-plus years of experience in Central Florida to make sure your AC never quits on you. Not to mention they're Carrier factory authorized dealers, and that could get you up to $1,275 in rebates towards that brand new Carrier unit. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier, and certainly turn to the experts at Mills Air. These guys are family owned and operated, and that's exactly how they treat you. Call them today and schedule that appointment. It's 407-277-1159. Online, millsair.com.
Baby boomers and retirees, do you know the retirement tax risk road you are traveling? Congress has changed from incentivizing Americans to save for their retirement future to penalizing Americans who have successfully saved. Protect yourself from the proposed wave of higher taxes coming out of Washington. The Biden administration's spend and tax schemes are only going to add more taxes to our retirement. Imagine how you can remove yourself from the retirement tax system. Learn in under 30 seconds your retirement tax exposure. Visit retirementtaxcalculator.com. retirementtaxcalculator.com.
Are you a business owner, CEO, or responsible for marketing? If you are, iHeartMedia can help you reach your goals and find new customers. We reach more consumers in your target area than anyone else, and we can give you access to those potential customers more cost-effectively across radio, digital, podcasting, and social. We'd love to show you how iHeartMedia can work for you. Get started today at iHeartAdvertising.com. That's iHeartAdvertising.com.
Listen up. This is so easy. Do you want the most money for your used car? Of course you do. And a hassle-free process? Yeah, that's GiveMeTheVin.com. Give Me The Vin is fast, easy, reliable, and pays top dollar for your car. It's that simple. And Give Me The Vin is A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau and thousands of online reviews. Get an instant cash offer and the most money for your car right now at GiveMeTheVin.com. America's best car buyer.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
In this week's Marketers Report, Dana Nussbaum, Executive Vice President, Worldwide Marketing at Warner Brothers Discovery, weighs in on regional audio marketing and the movies.
Everything that we are doing is incredibly data-driven. We are getting signals in every single day about how specific audiences are performing. So although we're marketing at a very broad scale, and that does include specific local markets, that's really the beauty of iHeart's network. You're not serving the same message to a consumer in Nashville necessarily that you may be in New York. You have the ability to be very specific and very personalized, but at a tremendous scale.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia gives marketers access to all, from national to local, every audience, live conversations, trusted influencers, and the insights and data you need to grow. Not just a media company, iHeartMedia is your access company. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartResults.com.
A Fifth Third Better means we put in 166.7%.
What does that mean?
Well, at Fifth Third Bank, our name equals 166.7%. So that's how hard we work. That means free checking, no hidden fees, and helping to protect your identity.
Explain it in baseball terms?
It's a home run.
Basketball terms?
It's a slam dunk.
Football.
Touchdown.
Highlight?
Buzzball.
Cricket.
Golden duck.
Wow, guess that really is a Fifth Third Better.
That's what a Fifth Third Better means. This is banking a Fifth Third Better. Fifth Third Bank, National Association member FDIC.
Just call Mo. Just call Mo. Just call Mo. Just call Mo. Injured on the go. Just call Mo.
Mo DeWitt, Office, Orlando. Sung by a non-attorney spokesperson.
Spectrum Business is made to work the way small business works. Made to rise and grind. Made to start small, but think big. Made to do this and that all at once. And made to do it all with fast, easy-to-use, ultra-reliable internet, phone, and mobile services, working together to connect every aspect of your business. Because when you're made to work this hard, you need a seamless network made to work even harder. Spectrum Business, made to work. Learn more at spectrum.com/work.
This earful of Rail Radio is sponsored by RC Hill Mitsubishi, Highway 1792 in DeLand.
This hour of programming brought to you in part by FAS Windows and Doors.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because you matter. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
Holiday magic.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Bank. B-A-N-K. That's bank. Enter it now at realradio.fm and get a little holiday magic. And may the odds be ever in your favor.
Obviously, this is why YouTube was created. Obviously, at Jim Colbert Show on YouTube.
Just checking in here. There's a show from last week, maybe two, where the FFA was telling people that 2 people a year are going to die from satellites falling out of the sky. Is that right? Yep. FFA?
Yep.
Future Farmers of America.
No, come on. Sorry, buddy. Come on, man. Give me a break. Come on. Come on. You know what I meant.
He went back a week to be able to correct you.
I bet there are people who take notes, so I got that wrong. This guy's so dumb.
And someone texted when you said it. It goes, I think he means FAA.
God, this guy should be able to get all this right in real time. Come on.
Oh, they have no idea. We don't rehearse this stuff.
No, we do not.
Well, maybe they do have an idea.
We think about it a lot, but when the action comes, that's when we're like, we'll do it tomorrow. We're good.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
But he was right, though. The FFA or the FAA.
Yeah. We're going to kill him.
I know.
We're going to kill him, Deb.
I know. There you go.
One person every, I think, 2 years is going to be severely injured or maimed by a falling part of a satellite, which I find amazing.
These, Elon Musk, internet satellites.
All right, 407-916-1041. Hey, we'll just stick real quick with the horror movie thing because we've talked about it all day. And I didn't get to this earlier when I talked to you guys and told you that I watched Talk to Me with my wife this weekend, and I strongly suggest that if you're in the season, in Halloween season, you can see Deb's mood screen has the Halloween feel behind it.
I like it. A ghost every once in a while floats by.
I know.
Which
I
is
love
very
this
good.
one.
And I love the fact you actually have to sit a little higher. I can see your entire face now. I'm just not talking to your forehead.
Right.
Because there's a screen between Deb and myself, and usually I'm just talking to the top of her eyes. So it's like that, it's like Tool Time, right?
Yeah.
With a neighbor.
Yeah. Wilson.
Yeah. But we were watching this movie last night, and of course, I don't know about you guys, but even at my age, the jump scare thing, and like I like it, not like it. So I'll do the whole thing where you hold your hand up and you'll like just kind of move your hand a little bit where you can see through there but not see everything, as to get a little bit of the scare, but not the entire brunt of the scare. And I'm doing this last night, and my wife is looking at me. She laughs. She thinks it's the funniest thing in the world, right? And then when the movie was over, I'm like, why do we do that to ourselves? Like, why do we watch these movies that cause these visceral kind of reactions, or you're grossed out, or you're scared, or the tension is too much, it drives up your heart rate? Like, why do we do that to ourselves? We laughed about it for a good 5 minutes last night, going, just why would you voluntarily pay $6 to watch something that you don't or can't watch?
Where do you get movies for $6 now?
Oh, Amazon Prime. It's on.
Oh, okay. At home. Yeah. It's not like you go out to the movies.
Yeah.
It's like
Right.
15.
Oh, dude, Redbox is still alive.
It's funny because my wife asked me the same thing this morning. We were
Really?
watching. It was something on the news. No, it was on the Monsters, and they were talking about horror movies because today being National Horror Film Day, and she said, "Why do people do that? Why do you watch something?"
Is she not a scary movie?
She is not.
Yeah, see, I will tell you, and I had the worst era, because I think I came into the scary movie game on the two worst scary movies out there. I think the two, Exorcist.
Mm-hmm.
So when you come from a religious background, and my family was Pentecostal, for people who do not understand what that is. Imagine Hasidic Jews as Christians. Right. The people who walk to church on Sundays because they don't want to use anything mechanized. They very strict religious rules, the strictest, right? That's exactly what Pentecostals are to the Christians. They're really, really, really conservative.
I think my great-grandparents were Pentecostal.
So my dad and my mom went to see The Exorcist. And here you got to remember, like I went to a church where like a woman was a preacher, and she would be like, 6 inches from my face, like yelling how I'm going to burn in hell and the fire and the brimstone and all of that. I'm like, I'm 6. I'm still working on cursive. Right. And I'm talking, I'm getting these real deep, theological theories of what's going to happen at the end of life spit in my face, literally spit into my face. So I was terrified of that stuff, that supernatural, demonic kind of thing. Then I thought it was a great opportunity for my mom and dad to take me to go see The Exorcist. I wasn't supposed to be watching it. I was supposed to be asleep in the back seat at the drive-in, right? But of course I wasn't. I was peeking up. And when I peeked up, at the time the furniture is moving itself across the room, or she's hovering or cursing out some preacher. That's when I popped up. Not when they're walking down the sidewalk on the way for the destruction. Like, I never saw that part. All I saw was the pure destruction. The next movie I watched, no joke, the next horror movie, Halloween 1. I contend still the scariest of all the bad guy scary movies is Halloween 1. There's no way to kind of create that 1970s grit.
Yeah.
I don't have any money to make this movie kind of feel, and then have it be just horrifying, and those two things. And I guess that's where I get that weird, not fear. It's not fear because I'm a man. Everybody understands that, right? Everybody understands that, right?
Sounds like he does.
Yeah. Speak now, Miss Hyphenated Roberts. But yeah, man, I think it's that. I think I got burned on that. I think so. And I know that I'm afraid of heights because my pop used to drive me around those West Virginia roads, 100 miles an hour in that little pickup truck. And at any given moment, man, next stop down there.
Yeah. Well, according to science findings, people may seek out horror movies for all sorts of reasons, such as triggering chemicals in their brains to help them plan for the worst case scenarios, or to practice coping strategies and control.
It's weird. That worst case thing seems right, because I guess, from your childhood, I'm learning that, one of the reasons I triple prepare for stuff is because of
stuff that happened that you had no control over.
Yeah, exactly. And because that worst case scenario, because a lot of things didn't come through when I was younger, I always thought the worst was going to happen. And my wife deals with a little bit of that as well.
So do I.
So I think maybe all that's added up Because, I mean, and here's the thing. It doesn't make any sense. Like, I know it's fake. Like, it's fake, right? I mean, if the characters are fake, everything's fake. Nobody's really dying. But the thing is still, you can't convince yourself to, like, get into it because...
Well, I think it hits the primal fears of you know...
So I think I want to watch The Exorcist. Never saw it. But
that's the one earlier that you should be ashamed of saying.
Right. Well...
Watch the uncut director's cut.
I don't know about that. I'll watch whatever's free.
It's tougher on Catholics.
And that's so I think no,
It's
I
tougher
held
on-
that guilt too because whenever I would see negative things about Catholicism in movies and stuff as a kid, I felt guilty.
Right.
Well, this won't make you feel bad. I mean, it's just, but knowing that they still do exorcisms, they don't talk about
and
it.
So we
This
did
is
actually
Catholics
watch
to the rescue here.
Yeah, the Pope's Exorcist with Crowe, Russell Crowe.
Yeah.
is in that. So it's a horror movie that I've finally got my wife to watch one. So, but with The Exorcist, and it was the monsters, they had it in their trivia today. I didn't know it had all of those Academy Award nominations.
Yeah, like 4, I believe, makeup, directing,
I
actor.
think it had more than that. It ended up winning 4.
Sound.
Best sound.
Music.
Director?
Best writing.
The director was
screenplay.
nominated, but the guy who directed the Sting won that year. It was
Right.
73.
Oh, and the Sting is so
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
Oh, so good.
And The Omen. I don't know if you guys remember seeing the original Omen.
With Gregory Peck?
Yes.
Yeah, with the glass came out and did its thing.
Well,
was that Omen 3 or is that Omen 1? I think that was Omen 1. Yeah, Damien, right?
Yeah, Damien. I just remember them going to the, safari park and all the animals freaking out and how he freaked out when his mom tried to take him into a church.
I remember the first time because
they were diplomats in Rome and adopted a baby that didn't know was born of a jackal.
That's right. And then I
And
remember
then the
watching the
nanny-
movie, and then the big reveal was the tattoo.
Yes.
Like, that was the big reveal, and I was like, oh, they got him wrong. This poor kid, he's getting shafted.
And then they found at the back of his head that
And
he
I'm
had
like,
the
"Run."
666. And then the nanny was there and the big Rottweiler. And yeah.
That was great.
And then he ended up becoming president.
Is that your favorite horror movie? What is your favorite horror movie?
It's The Exorcist.
Yeah. I mean,
because it hits on every level.
It is
from archaeology to
it's horrifying.
It is horrifying.
It's horrifying.
And what makes it now to go back though, Jimmy, and watch the scene of her coming down the stairs with her head on back, there's whole new jump scares in that movie if you haven't seen the director's cut.
I'm telling you, I can't watch it. Even at 55 years old, I cannot watch
once
it.
fell asleep on the couch to that movie.
Deborah, I'm telling you.
You don't ever want to do that.
I screamed in my room for 2 weeks because I swear my dresser was going to come over, like just was going to walk across the room and block the door, and then I was going to be blanked. And I used to scream out in the middle of the night because I thought my furniture was moving.
Well, for me, it was like, now you have to always make sure you baptize your children.
And my mom was like, Jimmy, it was just a movie.
Seriously, Jack.
Now, I know you've had 4 night terrors in a row, Jimmy, but I'm going to leave this room and shut this door again.
No.
And sure enough, right behind me, I'm like, oh my God, she hates me. Woman hates my guts. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. By the way, bank, BANK, that is your 6 o'clock keyword. Make it over to realradio.fm and send that off for your chance at $1,000. Guys, bank, that is your 6 o'clock keyword. Back in a sec with Ray Trinley, onefirmforlife.com. We'll do that next.
Coming up tonight on Real Radio, at 7, it's a corporate time with Tom and Dan, brought to you by Gringos Locos and Modern Plumbing Industries. At 9 p.m., it's Real Laughs with comedians James, Miguel, Ken, and Mike. And Real Music starts tonight at 10 on Real Radio 104.1.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Lowest prices on the highest quality jewelry. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
Heavy delays continue on I-4 this afternoon in the Orlando area. Things are especially slow on the beach line near Narcoossee. A crash is currently blocking 2 westbound lanes and 1 eastbound lane. Another crash blocking at least 2 lanes on 436 eastbound between Palm Springs Drive and Maitland Avenue. If you see any other traffic problems today, make sure you're calling the Safe Touch Security Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Blue Stream Fiber.
HOA and condo board members, it pays to have fiber. Let Blue Stream Fiber show you how fiber internet provides revenue for communities while saving up to 50% off retail rates. Visit bluestreamfiber.com/radio to find out more.
Man, let's get you that bathroom you've been dreaming of for so long, and it's so easy to do. It really is. It really is. I know people tell you all the time, oh, man, You don't want to do that. You don't want to hire a contractor. You don't want to deal with that. They're going to lie to you. They're going to cheat you. They're going to take a deposit check from you and then not show up for weeks. And when they do show up, they'll work a few hours and disappear again. The job's going to take months. Yeah, that is true. Sometimes that does happen for sure. But don't believe those nightmare stories all the way, because Rebath of Mid-Florida does it the opposite way. They get your job in 4 to 6 days. They do it with their employees. You'll see the same team every day until your job is done. And the products they offer, bananas good. I mean, really beautiful stuff like natural marble, travertine, all those beautiful colors. And they have all those styles that you see on TV and the magazines. They can recreate that with hundreds of choices of tile and lighting and toilets and cabinets and sinks. It's all right there. Just log on to the website, look at the before and after, see what they've done for people, and then book your appointment. Your new bathroom is right there in Altamont at rebathmidfla.com.
Are you a 200-pound ninja in a 5-pound ninja costume? No judgment here. Fort Fritz returns, an hour-long special. Get spooky at 9 p.m. Halloween night on Real Radio 104.1.
Now, you can relive the greatest moments from our 2023 iHeartRadio Music Festival.
Streaming only on Hulu.
Lenny Kravitz kicks things off with his biggest hits.
Foo Fighters get the whole crowd singing along.
Tim McGraw debuts his new song live.
Public Enemy brings the 90s hip-hop energy.
Fall Out Boy covers a classic while literally on fire. And so much more.
Relive the greatest moments from our iHeartRadio Music Festival.
Streaming now only on Hulu for a limited time.
It's Ice Spice season, and what are you waiting for? Dunkin' is entering the charts with a new hit, the Ice Spice Munchkins drink. This is the drink that everyone's been waiting for. Frozen coffee blended with pumpkins munchkins, plus caramel drizzle, whipped cream, and more caramel drizzle on top. Yes, please. Pop into your local Dunkin' or order on the app today. So it's time to get a head start on the Ice Spice season with the Ice Spice Munchkins drink. America runs on Munchkins? Price and participation may vary. Limited time offer. Terms apply.
O'Reilly. Get ultimate durability and extreme weather performance with Rain-X Advantage wiper blades at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Purchase a pair of Rain-X Advantage wiper blades and save $10, plus get 2 times O Rewards points. Our professional parts people will even install your new wiper blades for free. Stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts today or visit O'ReillyAuto.com.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
In this week's Marketers Report, Dana Nussbaum, Executive Vice President, Worldwide Marketing at Warner Brothers Discovery, weighs in on regional audio marketing.
Although we're marketing at a very broad scale, it does include specific local markets, and that's the beauty of iHeart's network.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia gives marketers access to the audiences, influencers, and data you need to grow. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartResults.com.
13 Days of Halloween Penance, Season 4 of the award-winning horror fiction podcast presented in immersive 3D audio.
If I am under arrest, you have to tell me what I'm charged with.
Starring Natalie Morales of Parks and Recreation and Dead to Me.
Please, there's been some kind of mistake. I'm not supposed to be here.
How do you know?
I'm innocent.
Are any of us truly innocent?
Premiering October 19th, ending Halloween. Listen to 13 Days of Halloween on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Do you have an idea for an invention or new product and don't know what to do next? Inventors. InventHelp can help you get started with your idea. Call 1-800-INVENTION or go to inventhelp.com to get your free inventor's information. They can help you try to patent your idea and submit it to companies. Get started with your idea today at inventhelp.com. InventHelp is the leading invention service company. With offices nationwide, they've been helping inventors since 1984. Inventors receive more than 10,000 patents through their patent referral services. Don't wait to get started with your idea. For free information, contact your friends at InventHelp. Go to inventhelp.com or call 1-800-INVENTION. That's inventhelp.com or call 1-800-INVENTION. They help everyday inventors just like you. Additional services include invention websites, prototype models, technical drawings, and more. They keep your idea confidential and explain every step of their invention services. Remember, that's inventhelp.com. inventhelp.com.
Orlando's newest entertainment destination is now open. Primrose Lanes welcomes you to our restaurant and bowling club. Visit primroselanes.com to reserve your lane and join us for happy hour every weekday at 4 p.m. for half-off cocktails.
Steve Kramer here with a divorce tip. Inheritance isn't a marital asset unless you handle the money wrong or your divorce wrong. Then you can lose it to your ex. Call Trenley and Kramer, TK Law. We do divorce. OneFirmForLife.com.
Wing House can't make the weekend last longer, but we can give you 20 wings for $20 every Saturday and Sunday. And the lovely Wing House ladies will help take your mind off having to go back to work on Monday. 20 wings, $20 every weekend at Wing House Bar and Grill. Good food, beautifully served.
This hour of programming brought to you in part by FAS Windows and Doors. If you don't know what web goals are, consider yourself lucky. Feel like helping out? Go to JimColbertLive.com and look at stuff.
Jimmy, you mentioned being Pentecostal growing up. Did you happen to go to Sister Dolly's church up in Palatka / I don't know, not quite Interlaken? Because damn, that lady was interesting to watch on public access. I could only imagine being in her live audience. Cheers.
Yeah, there you go. That is the Pentecostal Revival Center.
So
he's right. That's her Sister Dolly. Is that who it was? Dolly Farrell, I believe, was her name, and she's long passed. But she had her own cable access. So imagine watching Wayne and Garth as a fire-breathing Pentecostal fire and brimstone preacher every morning in crystal clear HD1. Like, it was not HD. It was like the worst antenna. If you weren't sitting in the parking lot, you couldn't pick it up. You literally had to watch it from your house if you're living next door. But yeah, she was a monster, boy. I'm telling you, she was. When you were in Dolly's church, you knew you were in church. Let's just say that. Like, you looked around like, there should be some black people in here. Like, this woman is throwing she's bringing the word. She is screaming and yelling. It's going on. And she was, very interesting. My grandmother was a founding member of that church.
Really?
Yeah. All right, 407-916-1041. Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show here on Real Radio. I am Jim. Deb is here.
Hello.
And Jack is as well.
Hey.
And every single Monday, this guy drops by. Don't know why, really.
Just to hang?
Just to hang, I think. He says...
We're a fun bunch.
Until you lock the door, I'm keep coming in.
His name is Ray
Keep coming
Trenley.
in.
The firm is TK Law, OneFirmForLife.com. Good and loud for our friend Ray Trenley.
Yay!
It hits a little bit different without Ross here.
Yeah,
I'll say that.
Oh, man.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah,
Did you,
look at you, man.
Did you grow up in a faith-based household by any chance? We have not spoken about this with you.
Yeah, so there was a period of time during my childhood when my mother very much encouraged me to spend time at church. It was right around 14 to 18.
Yeah, I bet.
And I like to cook. I know you know I've talked about that. And so my whole deal at the church was they let me go in and cook breakfast in the mornings, and then they did like a church dinner on Wednesday nights, and I do that. And that's how I did my time at the church.
Yeah,
you know?
you did your time.
Yeah.
What was the
denomination?
Yeah, denomination.
It was a non-denominational church. Yeah. So
those are the ones that'll get you.
Yeah, and I did some janitorial work for them too. You know, really anything I could to be behind the scenes.
It sounds like you were enslaved by them. Did you have to escape this church, speak in code with blinks?
No, you know, it was I actually really enjoyed it. You know, and this is like probably a slight against me. I didn't spend a lot of time inside the church. And so I really kind of enjoyed it. I got to kind of hang out.
Yeah.
You know, as I got a little bit older and was dating, I'd be like, hey, I can take you to my kitchen and I can make you whatever you want.
Oh,
and,
nice.
Oh, my kitchen.
I definitely
guy-
used the resources I had available to me.
Ray's the only guy I know that used church as a pickup line.
Yeah, exactly. I could take you to my kitchen over there in the church and do unspeakable things to you in the pew.
Let me tell you something about my church pantry.
I had keys to everything, so it was.
There you go.
It was kind of a big deal.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say, you know,
try to get into her pantries.
For a kid riding a bike and you know, had to
show title.
I actually like that one. That was good.
Trying to get into her pantries.
I had a lot of access. I had a lot of fun.
Yeah,
so.
that's great. You know, I had a lot of fun at my church too. When I first moved to Orlando, I was part of a church that had a pretty good progressive youth movement.
Yeah.
And we had a good time. I met a lot of really important people in my life there. A couple of those people I still talk to this day. And I had a lot of good time at church. I have nothing bad to say about it.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
I hate the politics of it. Because, you know, it just turned out that a few people that I put a lot of faith into, no pun intended, turned out to be people who are just men. And that's my fault. I get it.
Sure.
But it shows you the fallacy of that. And kind of, you know, and going back to what we were talking earlier with that church earlier with Dolly, the institutionalized religion thing really, I soured to it a bit after a few things happened in my life in a number of stages, actually.
Well, growing up, being in South Florida, I can remember meeting Dan Marino when I was a kid, and his son and I were about 2 years age difference. So when I was playing high school football, like I would see his son playing football, and I learned really early on, like, don't meet your heroes, and so for me, I don't know, I guess never really had a lot of faith in human beings or people that I looked up to, and so when I hear these stories about people kind of being off the wall crazy or maybe taking advantage of people, it's just like, man, that kind of seems like the human condition, right?
Was he like? Did you
Dan Marino?
Did you ever get to meet him?
I've met him probably on a half dozen occasions, and the last time I met him, this is my favorite story. The last time I met him, he was in court on child support because you remember he had a child out of wedlock.
Yes.
So he was in court on that case, and I was a law student at that point. And so I said, hey, Mr. Marino, I don't know if you remember me, but I knew your son, blah, blah, blah. And we're going through, and he's like, oh, hey, kid, what's up? And I said, yeah, I don't know if you remember this, but like you were kind of rude to me. I asked for your autograph, like when I was in high school, and you kind of shoved me off. And he was like, oh, yeah, a lot of people asking for my autograph. And I was like, well, I'm sure the judge will get it today. And and so like that was my one snapback. So like,
wow, that was maybe how savage that burn was. That waited years.
Exactly.
That took law school.
Hold on. And then at the end of the day, he was going the elevator down, and I said, hey, how'd it go? He's like, not good. And I was like, yeah, I could have told you that was going to happen. That was a tough judge he picked.
Oh, really?
It was a real tough judge.
Yeah.
Like the judge ended up being really cool with me because I'm a law student. I'm asking all these questions. So I already knew like all the backstory. I knew everything that was probably going to happen before he knew it was going to happen. I just kind of got to sit and watch it all happen.
Oh, wow. Just roll out in real time.
Did you giggle?
Yeah, he was a little prickly. I've heard he's a little prickly.
Yeah.
Not real warm.
And I look back on it. I look back on it differently now. I've met more famous people now, and I've represented some, and so I can kind of see it from a different lens. But at that time, I just looked at it as like, hey, I'm a kid. You're like the greatest football player ever.
You owe this to me.
Not that you owe it to me, but like I met Shaq. I met Shaq before I met Dan Marino.
Yeah. Who's the nicest, most famous person I've ever met?
He literally signed everything I was wearing.
Like he is the greatest.
I have a white T-shirt with Shaq's signature. My shoes.
Yeah,
so
he's the nicest.
He's the sweetest dude ever.
By comparison, it was very drastically different.
Yeah, I had the luck to spend a lot of time around Shaquille, working a club gig that he absolutely loved and came to all the time, and I got to know him through that. His mom and Dennis Scott's mom used to listen to our show,
that's awesome.
The Monsters and stuff. So just got to know him a little bit, and you just can't meet anybody more genuine. I mean,
super nice guy.
You see a guy on TV, doesn't drink, doesn't smoke, doing it. You see him in the club, never saw him drink, doesn't smoke, doesn't do any of that stuff. Likes to road mine. He's like a big kid. Like he's always been like a big kid.
So
he's just the greatest.
And I had one interaction with him as a professional, and even the other attorneys that were representing him were like, greatest dude ever.
Oh yeah, he's like the greatest. Shaq is the greatest.
Just laid back, cool dude.
So every time we go to the Roxy, he'd walk into the Roxy because he'd what's up, Jimbo? Not much Shaq. How's things? Straight, buddy. I'm straight. And then right to the VIP to sit there and spend $1 betting with D Brown on who's going to win the boxing matches.
And just a giant of a man.
He's I was in a boxing ring. He looked me dead in the eye and he didn't step up.
Yeah.
I'm 6'2".
You gotta say you got a 5 foot lift there.
I'm 6'2". He's like going to look me dead in the face, and his hands. He could
palm my chest.
Oh, buddy, listen, it's uncomfortable. Like you don't know how to prepare yourself when you meet somebody that big, because you don't want to be rude. You know they've heard it all, and you also you kind of want to have that certain level of cool where you can have a conversation. So you have to act unaffected,
right?
Even though you're standing in front of a transformational athlete, in one of our biggest sports, and just a gargantuan businessman as well. And, he's just super cool. And his hands are so effing big, you can't believe it.
He was holding my size 10 shoe in his hand while he was signing it.
Oh, yeah.
And it looked like he was holding like a toddler
like
shoe.
a baby shoe.
It was
like, oh, look how cute that is.
I think he wears size like 23 or 28 or something.
It is something insane.
All right. 407-916-1041. Spending a few minutes here with Ray Trenley, onefirmforlife.com. That's TK Law. Offices up in Altamont. You did send a couple things that I think are kind of relatable to what's happening right now in the world of entertainment, Ray. And I know that you're tuned into this.
Yeah.
Stephen Kramer, who used to come in for years, is the same way, really tuned into that world of entertainment. And, of course, the AI thing right now is really one of the dividing factors in what's happening with the negotiations between actors and between the studios.
Right.
Actors want complete control over their likeness. They don't want studios to take some images or sound of them and then create an AI character that could possibly mimic and create content for them at no cost, at the cost of the likeness of the star and stuff. And we have a couple things that really kind of apply to that here.
Yeah, so the first story is an interesting one, right? And it's a lawsuit. And really what the lawsuit is attacking is there's this chat bot. And what it will do is it will listen to music and then it'll add the lyrics, right? So, we've all gone to like YouTube and you type in, I don't know,
whatever,
Jimmy Buffett's greatest hits, and then it has lyrics on it. Well, that's what this bot does, right? Is it automatically generates lyrics. The problem is there's no permission from the copyright holder to use those lyrics. And so what's interesting is the company is saying that it's transformative, so it's fair use. And so what they're saying is, we're not actually copying the words. We're letting AI generate it based off of, whatever AI is doing.
Real quick, let me stop you there. When you say
Formative.
Oh my God.
Jack?
Transformative.
It's Monday.
What you're basically saying is it's taking the lyric and just transforming it into a word that you can read, or is there another terminology there?
I mean, so obviously this is completely untested grounds, but normally the idea of transformative is, and we saw this with the Prince picture, the Andy Warhol Prince picture.
Yes.
Right, and so you take the same picture 4 different ways, and then you manipulate the
you break it down to its color,
functions of it. And so they argue that's transformative. That's how we normally see transformative works. And when we were talking about words, right, what we're really talking about is saying, okay, use a small portion of it. So let's say maybe 3 words, and then you change the rest of the message, right, and that becomes transformative.
Oh, I see. So what they're saying is they didn't want AI to misrepresent what the lyrics actually said?
No, it's the actual opposite, right? What they're saying is AI is word for word, letter for letter, using our copyright. You're just not copying and pasting it from the copyright. That's basically what they're saying.
Oh, I got you. It's not doing that. So it's not, okay. Wow, that's wild. So it's just using, this is like almost like a word processing kind of app or something, right?
Yeah, it's a chat bot.
Yeah, but how could that be, it's not changing anything. How could that be protected, and why would they even care?
So what they're saying is from a code-based system, right, is the chat bot is not just copying and pasting it. It's actually generating this on its own based off of what it's hearing.
It's repeating it.
But it's word for word, letter for letter, identical. So, this is going to be one of those really fundamental cases where they're going to have to argue, what does transformation mean when you're talking about artificial intelligence? Because the way artificial intelligence works and all these large language models work is they take in all the massive amounts of information and then it processes it into its own not user created content, but AI created content, right? And so does that mean though that it applies to, that it's transformative, right? Because it's taking its own ideas.
Yeah.
Or does that mean it's just really just copying and pasting it, just the same way you and I would, just typing out the words that you're saying?
That's what it sounds like. So I kind of don't understand where the harm's being done is what I don't understand.
Well, so you've got a copyright, right? And so with that comes licensing,
right?
And then you make money off of those rights,
right? Yeah. So okay, I write a song, we make a video out of that song, we put that video out. This guy takes my video, puts this chatbot to it, and then reposts that video. But now the video has the lyrics scrolling across the bottom. So,
but you own the rights to those lyrics.
But I didn't. But he didn't do anything other than print the lyrics on the video. He didn't change anything. He's just making the words that you can read.
Correct.
So I guess I don't see the harm. In other words, what he's saying is because it's protected, you can't touch it at all. You shouldn't have anything to do with it.
But using that logic, right? The AI can then replicate the sound of your voice.
Oh, I got what you're saying.
And everything else, right? So that's why I say it's going to be one of these fundamental cases where, depending on how that ruling goes, may depend on how we treat AI-generated works for things that are other than just typed up words, right? So it could be images, it could be movies, it could be, I kind of went into like this weird place over the weekend where I just started researching all the AI-assisted tools that are out there. I mean, from generating videos to script writing to assistance and scheduling. I mean,
art, everything.
Everything now
Medical.
seems like.
Yeah.
I heard a story today that they're using AI to diagnose people with diabetes after just hearing you speak for 10 seconds.
Yep.
Oh, that's freaky.
Yeah.
Isn't that freaky?
Yeah, they can the breathing too. They can hear how you breathe and the anomalies in your breath, even in the pace of your breath, the sound of your breath, the tone of your breath.
Interesting.
And yet the other thing, though, too, is now you have, scammers using AI to generate phone calls of people that literally makes it sound like it's them calling.
Yeah, because they just go to Facebook and play it a few seconds of a video on their Facebook page and then mimics their voice, and they make that call a distress call in that person's voice.
And it's terrifying.
Well, that's not cool.
No.
Yeah, no, it's not.
And that's what the banks are now warning people of, right? Is like, don't put your information out there. Like, even though somebody's calling and saying, hey, I need help. Can you do X, Y, or Z? Like, you have to have a safe word.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know if you guys have a safe word, but
Yeah,
pineapple.
Mine's cottontail.
Jelly donut.
And real quick, we only have a couple minutes here, but I wanted to, because this really does apply to what you were just saying,
right?
With this, the rapper Praz, who just went through this, and listen to this guy. Now, look, there's an interesting thing because there's going to be an entire different world of law that's going to wind up applying to this, is there not?
Yeah. And so a couple of things, right? So the rapper Praz, I don't know if everybody's familiar with the story. He was on trial for a multitude of different charges, including racketeering and fraud and a couple other things. His attorney used artificial intelligence he played the audio from the trial as it was happening, used this artificial intelligence app to then generate a closing argument based off of what the artificial intelligence thought would be the best closing. The artificial intelligence had a hallucination at some point in the middle of the closing argument. And so the guy's reading it basically to the jury. There's mistakes because, we talked about the hallucinations where AI fills in the gaps.
Right.
And so AI is filling in the gaps. So there was missing content from the trial. It fills it in. So now there's errors in the closing argument.
Then my dad started growing string beans.
and Praz ends up being found guilty and going to prison. And
federal prison.
And now he's filing a motion for new trial saying not only did my attorney rely on this highly experimental technology, but also bragged about it throughout the trial, how he was going to have the best closing argument.
And didn't proofread the damn thing.
And then failed to disclose that he had an ownership interest in the artificial intelligence.
Oh, man.
And so he's getting hit with the triple whammy. So, if you go onto this, I'm not going to say the company, but if you go onto their website, which you can find easily by just searching this news story, they have pictures from this trial all over the place. And it's like, groundbreaking technology. And it's interesting because the app or the AI system that they're using goes through discovery. It'll find trends for you. So you just input all the financial data, for example.
Oh, you've seen this happen in action.
Yeah. I went onto their website and I did like a demo test.
Wow.
So it'll go through documents. It'll show you trends. It'll show you, they do cross-examination. So, again, you're playing the recordings, you submit the recordings, and it will tell you what questions to ask on cross-examination.
Wow.
And yet it's still got the closing argument so horribly wrong.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to bet the house on
you should not do
using
that.
this. Yeah.
This is interesting, though, because usually when a decision is made that is going to be impactful for other court cases coming down the line, that precedent takes time to kind of get into the system.
Absolutely.
But now it does not, right? Because now when you can upload cases like this, you can understand precedent that's happened in cases, up in the panhandle by this evening. I'm sure you could just do that with the internet, but with AI, you could actually have a bot scan for that info to continually update you on court cases that could possibly help you create a defense or a case.
So it's funny you say that. When I was doing this deep dive over the weekend and pulling this story, one of the other apps I found does exactly that. So I get every week what's called Florida Law Weekly.
Who doesn't?
Sounds exciting.
Sounds like an exciting.
It's super exciting. But it tells you it gives you 15 cases of the most recent published cases in the state of Florida. And then the whole reason I pay for it, and this is,
what's it run you?
Oh, it's not even free?
What does that run you? What's Florida Law Weekly run you a month?
I think it's like $54 a week.
Oh, I mean,
whoa,
a week?
A week?
Yeah.
Oh my God!
But
that's a weed habit.
They give you like a 2-sentence summary of every case before you read the whole body of the case. So you could be like, for example, look, the admiralty laws or those cases, I kind of skip over those. So that's why you pay for it,
right?
But now there's an app.
Oh
right?
Man,
and
gotta have an app.
I haven't downloaded this one yet,
like a ticker.
But it's supposed to not only read the cases and summarize it for you, but it'll do it in audio version.
Buddy, how big of a tool could that be?
It could be a game changer.
Yeah, it could, because again, if you're arguing a case here in Orlando and a decision is made in Pensacola that afternoon, you have to make a presentation to a judge that next morning, and you're able to quote precedent that has happened in a courtroom and then been decided, and you're able to quote that in court. I can imagine that would be gigantic.
Especially when you're talking about some of these federal trials that have multiple jurisdictions at the same time. It could be really significant, huge. So I've looked into it. I haven't pulled the trigger on it because that was not cheap. And so, but it sounds really
the magazine
cool.
is over $50 a week.
I like it. Hey, I like it when a successful lawyer says it's not cheap.
Yeah, exactly.
That's my favorite. This isn't old bum Jim that lives in the woods saying it's not cheap.
Oh, okay, yeah, old bum Jim.
This is shiny watch purple tie guy.
I love my purple tie.
Yeah, it's good.
You're Dolphins fan.
Yeah, I'm not really talking about last night.
Well, the Miami Dolphins have been selected as this year's in-season Hard Knocks team.
Oh, I saw that.
Yeah,
Wow.
just broke.
I'm pretty excited about that.
Yeah,
but
they'll now be featured by NFL Films and HBO Max later this fall.
Wow.
I don't know. It was a tough game last night.
It was. They got a little exposed, buddy.
Well, and then I like the Packers too, and they lost to the Broncos. So I don't know what's going on in the football. The football world right now.
Look at it. I never met a lawyer. Listen, the lawyer fire back both barrels. All right.
Oh, man.
All right. 407-916-1041. We're so late. 407-916-1041. 4 lines open for last call. Grab one of those. A little callback, a little joke, something fun. We'll do that and then get out of here on a Monday.
Got something to say? Call now, 407-916-1041. Last call, sponsored by Life Imaging FLA. Now open. Call pound 250, keyword free heart scan.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Ian Cassette with your Central Florida forecast. This evening will be quiet with temperatures expected to be comfortable into the early morning hours of Tuesday, a low around 68 degrees. As we get into Tuesday afternoon, more partly cloudy skies with a high of 83 degrees. A northeast wind is going to develop that will last through this week. It'll be gusty at times with gusts up to 25 miles per hour. As we go through the rest of the week, rain chances are expected to remain limited. For the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Ian Cassette.
This report is sponsored by Discover. If you like using debit over credit, shouldn't you also get rewarded? Well, now you can with Discover Cashback Debit. It's a checking account that rewards everyone with cash back on everyday purchases with no fees, period. Check out eligibility and terms at discover.com/cashbackdebit. Discover Bank, member FDIC.
What's for dinner? Burgers?
After last week, no thanks.
Avoiding foods due to fear of diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools? It may not be just stomach issues. It could be EPI, or exocrine pancreatic insufficiency. EPI can cause uncomfortable symptoms because it's a condition where the pancreas doesn't release enough digestive enzymes to break down food. But EPI can be managed. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor about your symptoms. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Spectrum Business is made to work the way small business works. Made to rise and grind. Made to start small, but think big. Made to do this and that all at once. And made to do it all with fast, easy-to-use, ultra-reliable internet, phone, and mobile services. Working together to connect every aspect of your business. Because when you're made to work this hard, you need a seamless network made to work even harder. Spectrum Business, made to work. Learn more at spectrum.com/work.
If you lease your car and you've tried to sell it but can't get the process completed due to harsh restrictions from the lease company, don't sweat it. GiveMeTheVin.com is not only America's best car buyer, we are also America's best lease buyer. Just go to GiveMeTheVin.com and put your info into our super short form. We'll automatically make an instant offer that's weighed against your lease payoff, so you can get your lease funded and whammo, you're all good. All at GiveMeTheVin.com, America's best lease buyer.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
Baby boomers and retirees, do you know the retirement tax risk road you are traveling? Congress has changed from incentivizing Americans to save for their retirement future to penalizing Americans who have successfully saved. Protect yourself from the proposed wave of higher taxes coming out of Washington. The Biden administration's spend and tax schemes are only going to add more taxes to our retirement. Imagine how you can remove yourself from the retirement tax system. Learn in under 30 seconds your retirement tax exposure. Visit retirementtaxcalculator.com. Retirementtaxcalculator.com.
You wouldn't believe the week I've had. I've searched the summer villa and the weekend castle, but I can't seem to find my platinum opera glasses anywhere.
There's minor inconveniences. I myself have been overseeing the new addition to my dog's mansion. His spa wasn't spacious enough.
Truly, I can't even fathom such a thing. By the way, how did you come into such wealth?
My grandfather invented those tiny plastic tables in the center of pizza boxes. What about you?
Me? Oh, I sold my car to Algo.
Selling your car to Algo might not get you tiny tables and pizza box money, but it is the easiest way to get the most money for your car. We give you a guaranteed offer in minutes. Verify the condition of your vehicle with a quick phone call, and boom, the money is yours. Active car loan, we will still buy your car. And the best part is, we handle all the paperwork. It's simple. If you don't want the most money for your car, don't sell your car to Algo. And definitely don't visit algonation.com.
I won over $500,000 playing slots. I do this full time and I would not change it for the world. It's fun and I win. I win a lot.
It happens every day. Regular people are winning every single day. Whether it's $500 or $50,000, anybody can win. Because when they win, I feel like I'm winning.
I came one night, hit the double downs, had a couple of good runs, and won about $300,000.
Anybody could win at Seminole Hard Rock, Tampa.
Must be 21 to play slots or table games. Gambling problem? Call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
iHeartRadio wants to send you to see the sold-out Sick New World Festival on April 27th in Las Vegas, VIP style. System of a Down, Slipknot, Alice in Chains, and many more. We'll take care of everything. Just open the free iHeartRadio app and listen to Rock Nation Radio, and you'll be automatically entered.
Fall is here, so I'm throwing a Cartoberfest. RC Hill here from RC Hill Mitsubishi. I'm giving you $7,775 over appraised value for your old ride. Get a new Mitsubishi Mirage greenest gas car in America, 43 miles per gallon for $14,900. Or look at the new Outlander, the safest, most affordable 7-passenger SUV for only $26,900. So don't be tardy to this car party. I'm RC Hill. I'm your car dealer next door. Visit us at rchill.com. That's rchill.com.
Requires bank approval plus tax tag admin. Negative equity may be refinanced.
People sometimes may wonder why they need a big law firm after their injury. Imagine you're on your way to work and then bam, your whole life changes. You're injured and now you have to fight for justice. Your opponent is not the driver of the car that hit you. It's their insurance company. When you're fighting to get what you deserve, it's go big or go home. When it comes to law, size matters. We're America's largest injury law firm, Morgan & Morgan. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
This earful of real radio is sponsored by Jersey Mike's. Be a sub above.
There's only one place to watch this nonsense. At Jim Colbert Show on YouTube.
Jack, what are you doing, Jack? The Jackie sack is what's in the Jack jar. Can't talk about that stuff on the radio, buddy.
He's got a point there. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. We do have two lines open for last call if you want to grab one of those. Your word is bank, B-A-N-K. You only have about 5 minutes left, though. You really waited too long.
No, because there's another keyword coming up at 7, 8, and 9. And our last two winners were the 8 o'clock
That's
keyword.
Right. Deb's theory of playing during Tom and Dan has been paying off.
Well, not as many players, so you're not facing the same competition.
That's right. 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Welcome back. I am Jim. There's Deb.
Hello.
And Jack. Word. And Ray Trinley's here. Good
Deb,
to see you.
Deb, you're so smart.
Yeah, she is smart.
I love how you're gaming it and trying to help the listeners win. I think that's great.
She's good, man. She's an asset.
Listen, I don't know why anybody listens to any other show other than your show.
Easy, buddy. Oh, come on, man.
I'm serious.
No. I agree with him. What the hell are you doing?
You got some other irons in the fire there. You got to be careful.
Listen, anything with Deb.
Yeah, I agree.
You gotta tune into.
Look, I agree with that. You got me there.
Yeah.
A hundo on that for sure. All right, 407-916-1041. Deb, we're late. which means we have to get right to it. Who do we have to thank today?
Well, we want to start off thanking the friendly attorney Ray Trendley, TK Law, onefirmforlife.com.
You know what? A well-mannered fellow.
He is, and so well-dressed
You know
as
what?
well.
And a great listener, that fellow.
Just a great guy all around.
You know, that guy's full of sage advice.
Unless you cross him, then he'll come right at you, just like you did Marino.
Yeah, watch out, Dan.
Yeah. This guy likes to fight jacked kangaroos.
We also want to thank Brandon
I do that.
Kravitz and Sam Bowen and Candace Rich for running our
Of
YouTube
course.
chat.
And I saw Candace's photographs from her reunion up at Florida State. Looked like she had a blast. I'm sure we'll hear about that on Friday.
Oh, I'm sure. She gets her voice back.
Yeah. Jack, question of the day?
Yeah.
Oh.
Do you have to look away at some scenes during horror movies like Jimmy does?
Oh, you son of a bitch. How dare
there you go.
And what do you think it felt?
Oh, I think it's... Oh, everybody's going to vote high to make me look even worse. I'll go 34%.
No, over 50 to 60%.
Good. See, I don't feel that bad.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm right there
Ray-
with you. I
Ray
told
does
you,
it.
I don't like the suspense horrors. I don't like that at
Ray's
all.
a straight-up lawyer, tough guy, and he does it. I feel way better about myself.
Yeah.
Again, if you want to find Ray Trendley, he's easy to find. OneFirmForLife.com. Office is right there in Altamont Springs. It's TK Law if you're looking for it online, and they specialize in a lot of stuff. You can do everything from estate law, family planning, injury law. They do it all. That's why it's called OneFirmForLife.com. A lot of different possibilities under the roof over there at TK Law.
We're here to help you out.
That's
and
right.
speaking of Ray, during the break, he slipped me $5 to play this.
Dan Marino should die of gonorrhea and rot in hell.
Very
go.
good. Let's
You
get
got
to
it, buddy.
Money well spent.
All right. Jeff, last call.
I want to be the child of Mike Larson and Party Mom. Bradshaw, give me a buzz.
It's buzzer.
No, he's the combo between the two.
Oh,
right?
right.
You get
I like
high every
that,
day, you
though.
got the buzz.
I like that.
Good thinking.
He outthought me. I had no clue what he was talking about. Big T, last call.
I'm wicked excited, out driving my truck with its brand new engine. And I want to say I'm really sorry about the losses to the Packers, Raiders, and the Bucks. But hey, look at those Patriots, boy. We back on top. We're
Buddy.
going to the Super Bowl.
Big T, I've never been more pissed at a football team than I was this weekend at the New England Patriots.
Do you have money on the Bills?
Are you kidding? It's the Patriots versus the Bills.
Yeah,
the Patriots have scored 0 touchdowns since like 1940.
But that game's a wash because everyone took the Bills.
Oh, my God. You're
That's
right. I mean, it didn't feel like a loss there because, my goodness. All right, let's get to it. Here we go. Mike Larson, last call.
Uh-oh.
Oh, here we go, everybody. Seatbelt in, get it everything strapped. Ray, you got your mic hot?
I'm strapped on.
Oh, my God.
Okay. All right, that's great. Trendley, y'all smarty peeps talk about artificial intelligence, and I got the opposite. You know what the opposite of artificial intelligence is, right?
What's that?
Natural stupidity. I got a bunch.
I got strapped on for that.
I know.
Hey, Ray, the writer strike is over. Get some pencils, buddy. Party Mom, last call.
Attorney Trendley,
Yes, ma'am.
did you hear about the really mean jack-o'-lantern on Church Street downtown?
I did not.
Okay, well, he's really freaking me out. He needs to lighten up.
That was a pretty good joke. Good job, Party Mom.
Yeah, not bad.
I like the Halloween theme. I like that.
You win today for sure. All right, let's get out of here. Ray, as always, good seeing you, buddy.
Thanks for having me.
You look amazing. Again, that's OneFirmForLife.com. Offices right there in Altamont Springs. TK Law, if you're looking for him online. On behalf of Deb, Jack, and Ross, and Ray, you got something else?
Yeah, don't forget the comedy cruise, the Victory Comedy Cruise is this Saturday.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Ross, Sabrina, Ryan Holmes, and Angel spinning tunes, plus a costume contest. If you need more details, you just go to realradio.fm/victory. That's this Saturday going out of the port. You want to be on that boat.
Absolutely. On behalf of Deb, Jack, and Ross, and our buddy Ray Trendley, I am Jim. We follow the News Junkie. They follow the monsters the morning after us. It's Tom and Dan with the Corporate Time and our friends from Real Laughs. We'll see you tomorrow at 3 for more of the Jim Colbert Show. Until then, have yourself a fantastic Monday evening.